wild crowd, huh?
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I've been a fan for a long time, and I've wanted you on the show for a long time, and we've never met. I met you at the Oscars the first time, and
very briefly.
Yes, and you used my bathroom.
I did. I apologize. The award, the category I was in was about to come up. I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and I ran out, and the first room that I saw, I didn't know it was your dressing room right away, but I saw a bathroom. So I asked the people if I could use it, and they said yes. And then when I went in there, I realized whose bathroom it was. So
I heard everybody was excited that you were in my bathroom.
And I joked that I used your stuff, which I didn't, and I definitely turned the seat back down. But I was, it was an emergency. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I was expecting to get up there, but
no,
God
you weren't.
forbid
Were you not expecting? You were so amazing in The Departed. If you haven't seen The Departed, so good.
Thank you. No, I wasn't even expecting to get nominated. I had been in a couple of movies where there was a little bit of Oscar buzz going around, but it never happened. So I had actually pretended like it wasn't a big deal and I didn't care. And of course, when it happened, I was ecstatic, and it was nice. But it was not, Alan Arkin hadn't been nominated for 38 years. I think, he was due, and I may get another crack at it. So
I think you will. I think you're really, really good, and you choose good movies too. I've liked all the movies you've been in.
Well, thank you.
I mean, Boogie Nights, Three Kings, right? Is that the name of it? Yeah, really good movies.
Oh, thank you.
And then your parents, I mean, really, you've come a long way. Your parents must have been flipping out that you called and said you were nominated.
You know how many times I've called my parents and caused them to cry? It was the first time, and it was for a good reason. So yeah, it was nice. They were ecstatic. My dad has watched the Oscars since he was a kid, and he was never really impressed with the paychecks that I got. And he finally said that I could consider myself a real actor. So that was nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you've been nominated?
Yeah.
Oh, your other stuff though is,
Yeah, I know, but he's watched since he was a kid, and he just thinks that's the epitome in the acting world. So.
And because you were a bad boy. You were like a really bad
I caused
kid.
them a bit of heartache, yes.
Yeah. And then did you know at some point, like, I gotta stop doing this to them? Or what made you say, I'm not gonna do this anymore with my life?
Well, I had ended up in jail, and it was the first time that Mommy couldn't get me. I always kind of cried my way out of it. I was very good convincing her that it was my friends and it wasn't me.
Right.
I was always the youngest in the bunch, but I wanted to, I wanted to be one of the guys. I was constantly trying to impress them, so I would do dumb things. And it was the first time that Mommy couldn't get me out, and my acting skills weren't going to get me out of this one, and I had to stay overnight for quite a few nights, and that was enough to kind of get me on the right track.
Yeah.
Because I like sleeping in my own bed. I like my mother's cooking. I don't like
it's nicer than jail.
big guys kind of, checking me out. And I was 16 at the time, too, so I was probably about 5'2", 110 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not a good place to be.
No, not really.
No.
Very, very scary.
No. I like it here much better.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're doing very, very well. I mean, you really, with Entourage and with that's a great show, and
thank you.
That's a really terrific show. And your brother Donnie is successful. He's an actor, and did he start Funky Bunch? Is that?
He didn't start. He kind of started the Funky Bunch. He was in the New Kids on the Block. Me and him were.
Cute.
He's gonna like that a lot. But he was, me and him started recording together early on with the guy who produced New Edition, who later produced the New Kids. We were doing rap stuff, which is what I ended up doing ultimately. But they wanted us to do the singing and things, and I wasn't into it, so I quit. And then I ended up getting in trouble. My brother felt bad for me, and he ended up producing my record. And
Good Vibrations, I'm telling you, I still dance to that a lot. That holds up.
I see you dance a lot. You guys have a lot of fun here. Yeah. I love the song. Actually, I was expecting me, my brother, and a friend named MC Spice from Virginia, who's a rapper from Boston originally. Yeah.
So you still get a little coin from Good Vibrations?
A little bit. I could. Yeah, that's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
My brother got most of it though.
He wrote most of it.
He was very business savvy at the time,
I see.
and I was just certainly happy to be out there. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. So.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
You credit him for turning your life around?
Well, between him, my parents, I've had a number of people who were positive influences in my life. I just didn't recognize them early on. I was too busy looking at the guy who had the cool car and the hot chick and thought that was what it was about, and obviously it's not. There's people at the Boys Club, my parish priest. So many people have dedicated their lives to helping kids. It just, you've got to be smart enough to recognize who to kind of watch and try to emulate.
Well, I think you're a good role model. I think for kids out there, especially young boys trying to be so cool, and I mean, you really are a great example of somebody who has taken control of their life.
Well, it's certainly, being cool is being responsible, being respectful, and doing the right thing. That's what being cool is, in my opinion. And, I've had the tough guy image for a while, and, people ask me, how do you rate yourself as a tough guy? You know, I'm definitely trying to go down the scale. You know, I've got 2 little kids. The only time I'm gonna get tough is when my daughter's a teenager, and it's really necessary.
I feel sorry for those boys already.
Yeah.
I can imagine. All right, well, if you have, I asked you if you saw The Departed. It is a fantastic film, and if you haven't seen it, you get to now, because we're giving you the DVD, The Departed. All right. When we come back, we'll talk about his new movie, The Shooter. Or Shooter, right? We'll be right back. We're back with Mark Wahlberg. I know. That's from his new movie, Shooter, and I know what you're thinking. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. He's okay. He's okay. You take care of yourself. You know how to take care of yourself, and you know, well, I'm not going to tell you the ending, but he's okay. It's really good, and you know what I was impressed with is the amount of dialogue. I mean, it's such intricate dialogue talking about guns and what you have to do because you're this expert. Did you have that knowledge before?
I didn't, and you know, I've always been super prepared. I always felt like I wasn't really worthy of being in the roles that I was. I never wanted to do anything to mess it up. So I basically had to learn this like a play, because every day I had like a 5 or 6 page monologue.
Yeah.
It's intricate stuff, and the weather was always changing. We had, you know, pretty tough locations, so you never knew what you were going to shoot the next day, and you had to be ready. But a lot of other people didn't know their lines, so I...
Really?
Yeah, I knew theirs as well, though, so I was able to help them. Which is good, because, you know, you're out there in the freezing cold, and, you know, you got to do a lot of stuff that, you know, can get tedious after a while.
Yeah, that's amazing that you knew because really the amount of dialogue, when you hear him ramble off talking about this expertise, this situation with, you know. And
people think, you know, it's an action movie, you just gotta, you know, lift some weights and show up. This was as challenging mentally as it was physically for me.
But physically, I gotta say, you're in good shape. Now, do you work out?
Well, if I have to.
If you have
If
to?
I have to. When I put on those new Ellen underwear I got back there, I'm gonna have to.
I would like a picture of that, please.
But really, for the role, you know, I'll do whatever's necessary. Yeah. Ideally, for me, you have to, you know, really transform physically and prepare mentally for a good couple of months and become the role and live in it until it's over, and then, you know, go back to your normal life.
Yeah. Well, because you're big in that movie. Big. You're bigger than now, right? You're like you're.
Yeah, a little. I lost like 20 pounds since the movie. I've been training to do another movie that might not happen, which is pretty annoying, but. In order to be prepared in case we get the green light, you just had to start and hope for the best.
I like it. I like that you work so hard and you're prepared. I mean, I think that's how you approach anything.
I feel extremely grateful to be in this position. I want to work as hard as possible. I want to satisfy the audience every time out. I've been very fortunate.
Well, and you work really hard, but now I hear that you want to retire when you're 40?
Well, I said that when I wasn't getting the kind of movies that for 2 reasons. I wasn't getting the kind of movies that I wanted, and I was like, well, it's just a business, and it'd be stupid for me not to take advantage of the situation and provide for my family and their future. And the second is that I've been focused on me, you know, pretty much all my life, and I've got 2 little kids at home, and certainly my attention needs to be directed towards them.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So if I can work, if I'm in a position to work once or twice, you know, or once every 2 years, then I would love to do that.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key.
I'm just going to shoot 1 or 2 of these a year. I'm just going to do. They're going to be specials, but they'll,
and
you
other
know.
than that, you know, I'll be at the soccer games and the baseball games.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a good goal. All right. Well, you're extremely talented, and I'm thrilled to have you here. And come back and see us.
I appreciate it.
Shooter is in theaters everywhere today, and Rainn Wilson's going to join us when we come back. Don't go away.
Hopefully right up. You always have such a live, festive crowd here.
I know it.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for being here. You look fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations, you have a new little baby?
Yes.
How old is it now?
He's going to be 4 weeks next Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tiny little boy.
Tiny.
And what is his name?
His name is Brendan Joseph.
So that is 3 for you now?
Yes.
How old are the other 2?
My daughter's 5 and my son Michael's 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of young'uns.
He's not happy that he's not the baby anymore.
He's not? What's he doing?
Well, he wished the baby was going to Florida to live with his grandparents.
Oh.
Yeah. But his sister is thrilled. She now has a live American girl baby. So yeah. trying to tell her that the baby's fragile. You have to be a little bit more gentle. You know, she wants to run around with the baby with one hand. You know?
Not good.
No,
not good. And the baby's too young to go to Florida. You can't go till you're old.
No,
right?
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want him going to Florida anytime soon. That's for
right.
sure.
That must be hard, though, to all of a sudden. But they had to know this was coming.
Well, he had an idea. At first he thought Mommy was just carrying like a beach ball around in her stomach. But we were explaining to him that he was going to be a big brother, and he'll love it, you know. But it's just taking some time to adjust. And I've been taking him to the zoo and taking him to like Fofo Figley's and different play places. So, yeah, hopefully he'll adjust.
He's getting some perks then.
He's getting plenty of perks. Yeah. I mean, he's just you know, he was always really clingy with me, and now he just wants Mommy because Mommy's focused on the baby. So Mommy's giving him a lot of quality time.
Wow, she's got a lot on her hands then with
she
all
does.
those.
People are always asking me, am I sleeping through the night? I'm like, I sleep perfectly. Mommy's the one handling it. And how many would you like to have? I said, well, as many as Mommy can handle.
Yeah.
You know? I'm the youngest of 9, so it's not that difficult.
I know,
me.
that's it.
Aside from being there to support her, you know, you can do it. You know.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the youngest of 9, now your brother Donnie is there's a reunion with the New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. They're doing their thing.
I didn't think that would ever happen. Did you?
I didn't either. When I found out, I was a bit surprised. And I called my brother, said, hey, what's going on? You know, you got a great thing going with your acting career. But he really felt like he could pull it off in a good way, and he's a very talented music producer, so, you know, they're doing well.
Have you heard the stuff they're doing?
I saw a song on VH1. I saw the video, but I haven't heard the album. I'm listening to the Chipmunks with the kids. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's weird because the Chipmunks rap now. And
Really?
So my daughter's like starting to rap in the car. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. You know?
Well, they would be very impressed to hear you rap. Do they know that you were in music?
They would not be very impressed, and they will not be hearing it anytime
Come
soon. No.
on. You just break that out and surprise them that you'd go in.
Between the music stuff, the underwear stuff, and then Boogie Nights, I have a lot of explaining to do. So I'm literally, my kids.
What
you know,
underwear stuff could you possibly be talking about?
Oh, God, don't do it. But Rhea likes to hang this stuff over my head. She's always like, anytime Ellie's listening to a song that she likes on the radio, she's like, why don't you play your song for Ellen? Ellie's like, what song? What are you talking about, Mommy? I'm like, please, don't you dare. So she's always throwing it in my face. And I know I have some explaining to do. My kids they won't like it.
They will love that. You're kidding me?
No, they will not like that.
All right, well, someday they will. Maybe they'll go through a phase where they don't, but then they'll go, look, that's my dad. That's my dad.
I don't know.
What's your dad look like in underwear, you know? Never mind, they shouldn't ask that. That is not right. So let's talk about Entourage, which I love. And what is this, the 6th season now?
Yeah.
love
We're
that
going
show.
into the 6th. We're in the middle of the 5th season now. We just got picked up for the 6th season.
You know he created it and is executive producer, and it's such a show that is so inside this industry.
Very spot on. People always ask me because, you know, originally they said it was loosely based on my life. Of course, I wouldn't own up to any of the stuff that's happening. I don't want to incriminate myself.
Yeah.
But it's either happened to me or other people in the business. And people are, especially people outside of Hollywood and outside the business, they're fascinated with it. So to get a true insight to it and see what these guys are going through. And it's a lot of ups and downs. It's not like this guy is just, you know, stays on top. This year he's, you know, singing at bar mitzvahs. And,
right.
you know, his career has gone down the tubes after passing on Aquaman.
I know.
And so, but very, very crazy stuff to come this season.
Yeah.
People literally start dropping dead.
Really?
Yeah. A couple of people are going to die. Yeah.
People you don't like working with? Is that how it works?
People that may have not,
Yeah, people that are asking for more money or something?
Yeah,
Or-
that's always helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody wants a contract renegotiation,
Yeah.
you know, they get hit by a car.
It's like a soap opera all of a sudden.
Heart attack on the golf course.
It's really a good show. I watch it every
Yeah, we're
single
thrilled.
week.
And you know, I tried to, when I originally was pitching the idea to friends who I wanted to direct the pilot, they were like, that's the dumbest idea in the world. And now, of course, they're like, anytime you got a new show idea, you know, I'd be happy to direct the pilot for
Don't
you.
you love that?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the new movie, Max Payne. Tell people what that is. It's based on a...
It's based on a video game, which I was completely shocked because I grew up playing Atari and Pac-Man, and there's no story there. So when I read the script, I was like, this has to be something new and interesting. But I play a homicide cop whose wife and child were brutally murdered. And then I get to go out and get revenge and basically smash everybody who's even remotely involved with those responsible. And after playing a science teacher in The Happening, and all I got to do was kind of look at the plants while the wind was blowing, I got that itch, and I wanted to go out there and start busting some heads.
Okay. Well, you're really good. It's
Well,
really
thank
great
you.
watching you. You're a very good actor. All right, we're going to play a game called On the Mark. You get it? We'll be right back. All right, we're back with Mark Wahlberg, and we're going to test some audience members to see how well they know Mark in a game we call On the Mark. Sissy Allman, are you Sissy? Come on up. Come on up.
Good, how are you?
Hi, Sissy. You live in San Diego?
I do.
Sissy lives in San Diego. What do you do in San Diego, Sissy?
I work at the Coronado Community Center. I work with kids.
Oh,
Great.
God bless you.
Good for
That's a
you.
beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
All right. And so we do one contestant at a time, right? We just make this game up as it goes. All right, so what I'm going to do, can you hold this mic?
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question, and then you're going to say it's on the mark or off the mark, depending on if you think it's true or not. Okay. Right?
Okay.
And then he just stands here and looks pretty. So we just want to have him on camera as much as possible, and that's why. All right, Mark was a bricklayer before he became famous. Do you think that's true or false?
I'm going to say off the mark.
You're going to say off the mark.
I was a bricklayer for a short time.
Okay.
You know what? No, I'm gonna lie for her.
Mark has a tattoo of Bugs Bunny on his left shoulder.
On the mark? No.
Yeah, a bad boy wouldn't have a Bugs Bunny tattoo.
That's all right. No, that's okay. Please
Sorry
have a
about
seat,
that.
and I'm sure you're going to
God
win
bless
something
you.
in a second.
Sorry about that.
Where is
The next contestant, 1 wink for no and 2 winks for yes.
Monique Wilson? Oh boy.
How convenient. That's so close together. How are you, Monique? Very nice to meet you.
Hi, Monique. Where do you live? Hollywood.
I do live in Hollywood.
What do you
yes.
do?
I'm an assistant for now.
Fantastic. For now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure your boss is going to be happy to hear that.
Oh, I
Are you about to quit or something?
mean, no, I'm not quitting. I'm
Gonna
not
get
quitting.
promoted.
Okay, great. So you're assistant for now. What would you like to do eventually?
Be an actress.
Be an actress.
Yeah.
Does your employer know that?
No, it's a secret, actually.
Okay, we
Secret
won't
show.
tell anybody.
Okay.
All right. Mark used to be in the New Kids on the Block.
Off the mark.
That is correct.
Okay. Oh, we just gave all this away. We fed her all this information. Mark is one of 8 kids.
Off the mark?
Yeah, that
It's
is
9,
correct.
right?
Yes.
That's right. All right. You both win stuff. You're each getting a flip video camera for playing. How about that? Hi, Mark.
I forget how lively it is until I get here.
It's this lively. Yeah. Did that wake you up?
Yes, and I've been really tired. You know, my wife just gave birth on Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there is screaming in our kitchen every morning, but it's not quite
It's not like
that.
this. It's
No.
because
No.
this is your 4th child.
Yes.
And when did the baby come home yesterday? Is that right?
The baby came home yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is her name?
Grace.
Grace. That's
Grace
beautiful.
Margaret, yeah.
Beautiful. And how old are the other kids?
I have a 6-year-old. My son Michael is about to be 4 in March, and I have a 16-month-old, Brendan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slow down. Slow down.
Yeah. I'm certainly, you know, I'm the youngest of 9, so the more the merrier. But my wife always wanted 4. She always wanted 2 boys and 2 girls. So miraculously, she got everything she wanted.
Right.
And
is she saying she's done, or you want more?
she's done, but she did start hinting at the fact that this will be the last time that we're in the hospital, and she loves being a mother, and so she may end up wanting 1 more. We'll see what happens.
That doesn't sound like a hint of wanting more when she says,
She likes hanging out at the hospital. It was the first time we had a couple of days of peace and quiet, even though she had to go through the pain of giving birth. She actually liked the fact that we were in a hotel room alone. Well, it's kind of like a hotel room in the hospital room. And, you know, she had a TV. I could watch my TV at the same time. And, yeah, she didn't really want to go home.
Mark, you're making good money. Take her on a vacation.
We're going to. We are, you know.
That's what she thinks a vacation is?
Well, they did say that 1 date night a month is far more important than 100 days of vacation.
Well, I agree. It's important to
keep a
have quality
relationship.
time. Yes.
Yeah, but we are planning on going on a vacation. She wants to wait until she recovers, and we're going to go somewhere because we haven't taken our honeymoon yet. I worked on a Friday, flew back to LA, got married on a Saturday, and went back Sunday
To work.
Yeah, I was shooting a movie in Boston. So we haven't had our honeymoon
When
yet.
did you get
but
married?
It's all been a honeymoon.
How long ago did you get married?
August 1st.
But you've been together for about 9 years.
8 years, yeah.
Okay, and did you bring a picture of little Grace for us to see?
I did. I think they were supposed to send it over.
Did they send one over? I'd love
They
to
were
see it. Does she
supposed
look
to.
like you?
She does, thank God.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, precious.
She doesn't really look like me in that picture.
No,
though.
not there. I don't see the resemblance there, but maybe when she grows into it.
Yeah.
Well, I got you a baby gift.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
That's so nice.
I got you. Well, first of all,
God, all the stuff you guys give away. I mean,
I
it's
know.
I don't know how
I
you.
know. First, this is a little flag for her to hold up.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to conquer the world, Mark.
Nice.
All
I
right,
like that.
and then
Oh, beautiful.
a little rattle, little baby rattle with my picture on it,
I
so
like
she
that.
can grow up looking at me.
Beautiful.
And then, since you got married, I got you a blender.
Nice.
All right, it's a
Nice.
nice one.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate that. You know, my wife said she wanted to start juicing, so this is perfect.
Juicing is very good.
Is it okay if I say that I bought this for her, though?
Yes, yes.
Well,
Yes.
but she
she's-
watches the show religiously, though, so you're gonna have to maybe just edit this little part.
Just face from the other direction just for a few minutes for this
Okay.
part,
All
right
right,
here.
good.
But I
gonna
like
love
that she
that.
watches the show.
She
Tell her
does.
thank you. Here, you want to put the rattle in there?
Yes.
Let's talk about this movie, which is, I guess a lot of people read the book, The Lovely Bones. It's heartbreaking.
Yes.
Heartbreaking, and as a father, I can't imagine anything harder to play than that role.
It was a difficult movie to make. I remember reading the script, and I was obviously very emotional after reading it. And I mentioned to my wife that they wanted me to play this part. She had read the book, and she said, "Oh my God, you have to do it." And she didn't realize that it would mean me leaving the next day, because I kind of jumped right into the project. And you know, obviously, I wanted to work with Peter Jackson. I think he's one of the best filmmakers out there.
Yeah.
But you know, going to that place and to make it real for me, I need to kind of put myself in that situation, and I didn't want to think about something horrible happening to my children or anybody else's children, for that matter.
Yeah. All right. Oh, she's so good in it, too.
She is a fantastic young actress,
Yeah.
and you know, she lives in Ireland. You know, nothing Hollywood about her. She just loves to make pretend, and she is very, very good at
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's boy, it's haunting. It's beautiful. And Peter Jackson really is an amazing director. Did a great job
Yeah,
with
and
those
what a
fantasies.
sweet guy. But
Yeah.
you know, it's upsetting, obviously. And the movie ultimately is uplifting and about hope, and that there is a heaven. And but it's hard when you
Yeah.
when you have children.
It is. It's hard. We're going to take a break, and we are going to play Gestures after this. We're back with the exhausted Mark Wahlberg because they just had their 4th child. So I'm so happy you're here with us because really, you got to be wanting rest right now.
You guys
so,
woke me up, though. Thank
well,
you very much.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right. We're going to play one of my favorite games. It's a Hasbro game called Gestures, and we need 2 audience members. Where are Brittany Lewin and Ariane Jordan? Here's what's going to happen. These cards will come up. I can't say a word. I can't talk. It's just...
Oh, no words, nothing?
No words, nothing. You have to act it out.
Oh, God.
They're going to have to guess what it is. And I only have a few seconds because that thing goes down really fast. And if you don't grab it in time, you miss the point. We have to keep moving on. So pay attention to what we're doing because if we're moving on, stop guessing that last thing. Okay. All right? So, Ariane, why don't you step over here in the blue dot right there and watch how we're playing. Brittany, you want to sit down there? I'll start. Okay. Go.
Movie. Telescope.
Yep.
Itchy. Hives. Dirty.
Okay.
Shower.
Yeah, almost.
Hiccups. Perfume. Spritzing. Febreze.
All right, you switch places. The first one was soap and the second one was spray. All right, start down there.
Stirring, spinning, mixing, ironing.
You're starting down there. Wait. Go back to that one.
Licking an ice cream cone. Kissing me.
I went the wrong way. Can I go one more time?
You came in second. You both did a great job. You're each getting a Vizio Blu-ray DVD player. Thank you. The Lovely Bones is playing in theaters everywhere. Ricky Gervais will be out here after this. You did fine.
I thought you could go anyway.
What a day this is for you. That's you found out this morning. You woke up and had what? You got a phone call. How'd you find out you were nominated?
Yeah, my agent called, and at 5:30 in the morning, woke up my wife and my 11-month-old was sleeping right next to us in the crib. That was the only downside about the phone call. And she woke up screaming. But yeah, they called and said that I was nominated, the movie was nominated, all of my fellow cast members were nominated, the director was nominated, and Boardwalk Empire. Also
And Boardwalk Empire as well.
Nominations,
so
yeah.
personal, 3, right, for you?
3, yeah.
And then 6 for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's so funny. I mean, I've been nominated a bunch of times and I never won, so I don't expect it. But just to be invited back to the show, and my wife is excited. It's like a date night for us. She's talking about getting a gown, and I get to see her all dolled up. So
Yeah, and Golden Globes are fun. It's a really that's a really fun award show.
Yeah, they give you food and drinks and
Food and drinks, and
you can mingle.
And lots of different people from different
Television,
genres.
movies,
Yeah, it's great. It's good for you because you do both. You do television and movies.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, the movie almost didn't get made. So to get this kind of response, you must be thrilled.
We were happy that we just got it made. I mean, what it took to get this movie made was next to impossible. And if we had to literally just everybody come over to my house and watch it, and whatever friends wanted to see it, we would have been happy with that. And the fact that this is now happening, it's overwhelming.
It's amazing. And so it took. Is this right? 2 years? How? Because you worked out for, is it 2 years or 4 years?
No, over 4 altogether.
4 years.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know if it was going to go or not, so you just had to keep working out to be ready.
We started, yeah, and then it was like, it's not the kind of thing where you work out for 8 months and then you just stop, and then 6 months later you pick up where you left off. You lose all of that. So my idea was to just keep going, but my wife was like, what are you doing? There's no green light, there's no cast, there's no movie. You're a crazy person. But I was like, no, it's gonna happen, it has to happen. I promised Mickey and his family that I was gonna get the movie made, and obviously for my own selfish reasons, wanting to play a boxer champion, you know, one of my childhood fantasies.
Yeah, you amazing shape in this movie. So at what point did you put the boxing ring in your house? 4 years ago, or like when you got greenlit, did you put the boxing ring?
No, even before that, I put the ring in my house.
Okay.
My wife was like, what is this thing for?
Right.
But, you know...
She couldn't have been complaining about your body, that you were getting in that kind of shape.
No, she's complaining now.
I see.
And all the eating. But you know what? After working out that long and working that hard to get the movie made, I had to just, A, let my body rest, and B, just enjoy life, you know?
Because then you had to gain weight, because there's a period in the movie where...
My hand gets broken, I retire for a while. Yeah, so during the other guys, I was eating everything in sight. And then after that...
So you gained 30 pounds.
Yeah, and then they were like, well, do you think we can do a couple of pickup shots for the last fight? I'm like, well, I can't do it like this unless I wear my shirt for part of it. And they were like, well, how long will it take you to lose the weight? And so I had 5 weeks to lose the 30 pounds. But at least with that, you know, we thought we had something special. So it was worth, you know, going back in there.
So you starved yourself? How do you lose 30 pounds? And well, guys, it's easier for guys.
Exercise. You know, we would start out, we'd run 8 miles in the morning, most of it uphill, and then we'd have breakfast, and then we'd go in the ring for 30 rounds, 10 with each of the fighter, and then another 15 rounds of jumping rope and hitting the mitts, and then we'd eat lunch, then we'd play basketball, and then we'd do a bunch of other exercises. And
then you had them move into your house with you?
They did, which was another...
Your wife is very patient.
Thing I had to explain to my wife. Well, because she had seen the documentary, so she thought, wow, this would make for a great movie. She knew I was obsessing over it. But then she realized the guy who Christian plays had a serious drug problem and ended up going to prison, and she didn't realize that he was now clean and sober. So she was like, the guy who robbed the store with the shotgun and was smoking crack was living in our house with the kids.
Right.
Isn't that a little extreme?
Right.
But he had since, you know, he's changed his life and made a complete turnaround.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Well, we're going to take a break.
We always say we never get to dance, but I want to do the dance like the people were doing earlier. If we could do that.
We can do that. We'll do that going to break. We'll be right back. We are back with a very talented Mark Wahlberg, who really, when you look back at your childhood, you grew up in Massachusetts, right? Right?
Yeah.
And you think about how far you've come, and when you go back to shoot a movie or to do something, are your folks still there?
My mom is still there, yes.
Uh-huh. And well, when Ben Affleck was here, his mom wants him to stay with her when he goes back home.
Well, lucky him.
Does your mom want you to?
Absolutely not.
No.
She's like, you come over, and then of course I come over with the real E and the other guys that are with me, unless it's my family and they're too much to handle. Then it's my friends, because I like to travel with my friends, and she's like, always bringing your stinky friends around. I like E, but the rest of them, leave them in the car.
Yeah.
So we come over for a couple of hours, and then that's it. She kicks us out.
Well, she's probably happy to have a quiet house now, because you have how many brothers and sisters?
I'm the youngest of 9, and then she's got 15 grandkids that she, you know, has had a big hand in raising. So
wow,
yeah, she's a machine.
But she's got to be so proud of you, and
she is. She, you know, she still, you know, she knocks me down to level ground too. I mean, if ever, you know, I think I'm, you know, Mr. Big Shot, she'll slap me right down.
really, yeah. Well, I guess that's important, I guess. But I mean, you are just. I'll tell you, you're Mr. Big Shot. Because whenever you want to come here, I'll remind you that you're Mr. Big Shot, because you are.
No,
yeah.
thank you.
No, you're doing great. Great. And you know, Entourage is your show. You're picking great projects. You're doing really well. Now, the flying around with all the, I know you're doing all the press for the movie, and there's a lot of flying around, and I heard you had a really scary experience, everything that you dread.
I don't like to fly anyway, but they were kind enough to give us a private plane because we had a lot of stuff to do in a very short amount of time. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get on the couch. I fight to get the couch. I start laying down, and all of a sudden I hear this beeping that I've never heard on a plane. And then I hear this noise like shh, shh, shh. The stewardess goes running in and shuts the door. And then all of a sudden I go to the back. I'm like, what's going on? And nobody's coming out telling us anything. All of a sudden she opens the door, and the pilots are in there with these, like, you know, Top Gun breathing apparatuses on. And the plane's going down at a pretty rapid rate. We had lost the cabin pressure, and they were trying to take us down to a safe altitude. And then he came out and said, look, I called the mechanic. We have 2 different, you know, air systems on the plane. One went down for a little bit, but it's okay. Everybody should relax. And of course, there was no relaxing after that.
Yeah.
I was ready to literally land wherever we were and just walk or rent a car.
Right. Well, I couldn't be happier for you. The Fighter is in select cities right now, and it opens everywhere Friday. You should go see it. Congratulations,
Thank
Mark.
you so much. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with Sierra.
Hi.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good.
What a very lively crowd you have here.
They are.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
It woke me up. I had a long day.
Have you?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
I just flew in from Boston. We flew in from a snowstorm.
Really? Today?
Yeah, we were in Boston last night, New York yesterday during the day. We're doing publicity for Broken City, and we had a fundraiser at a restaurant, Wahlberg's. And my mom is now filming the reality show that we sold to History Channel about building a family business.
Oh, wow.
So we went there to do that, and then I jumped on a plane this morning, and it was 2.5 inches of snow, and it was very bumpy, and I had to have half of my toenail removed.
Why?
The thing's just growing the wrong way. So I had a problem before, and the woman, the guy Mickey O'Keefe, who played himself in The Fighter.
Yes.
He's a police officer. Well, his daughter-in-law, thank God, is a podiatrist. So she came and cut half my toenail off.
Wait, okay, so I'm still in the snow.
I know.
Did this happen on the plane? Where did you
It happened before I got on the plane.
Before you got on the plane?
Yeah.
So are you shot up with pain stuff, or?
It's worn off now.
So now you're in pain?
I'm feeling it.
Oh, man. So
But the energy is making me feel better.
Oh, I'm glad.
That hurt my ear, though. I apologize. I know that was a random story.
I like
and it was
random
just
stories.
out of the blue,
I'm
but-
happy to hear. I don't like to stay on the straight and narrow. Can we see it?
Do you want to see it? Well, it's wrapped up. You don't believe me.
No, I believe you.
That's it. You don't believe me.
I believe you.
You think I'm lying? I was lying.
Was it an ingrown toenail?
Yes.
It was
Is that
the big
term?
toe?
Yes. That's the medical term.
Okay.
I hope the bandage.
I still don't know if I believe you. I
Feel the
think you have that
softness
on
here.
there.
I never go without socks.
Yeah. Why?
I just don't
You
like
have
it.
good feet. You have really good feet.
Because I always wear
Let
socks.
it air out. That's good. Let it
put
rest.
that
It needs to
there.
rest.
I should
Can I get
elevate it.
you? A drink?
Elevator?
You want a drink?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
You all right? But no, that means a lot to me that you flew in and it was a bumpy ride and you're doing press and you're here and I appreciate you being here.
I wouldn't miss this for the
yeah,
world.
Well, thank you. So I know that hurts.
It does, and I
Yeah.
know you're dying to wash your hands, so you can. I
No.
normally have my hand sanitizer,
No, I'm not.
but these pants are too tight.
I'm just
so
going to talk like this.
I don't want a big lump in my pockets.
You always dress very, very well. I always admire the way you're dressed, and you looked very handsome at the Golden Globes the other
Oh,
night.
thank you.
You looked very handsome. And
Did you like my date?
yeah, you brought Diddy as your date.
Yes.
It's
my
just
wife
fun to
couldn't
say
go.
that.
Yeah, I know. My wife couldn't go because our son was having his first basketball game. And she didn't want to miss it. And so Diddy was like, hey, we have a couple of things going on. So he was like, well, let's go and hang out for a while. I said, just a little while. I know your idea of going out.
And how long did that last?
I was home at probably about 6:45. And I think by the time I was waking up at 4:30, getting ready to get on a plane, he was just leaving
Going
one of
home.
those parties.
Yeah, he
yes.
likes to stay out very, very late.
That's
Now,
what
what do you
he-
mean? What do you have going on with him? You've got so much going on.
I'm just trying to be like you.
All right,
I'm
yeah.
trying to make it happen.
No, are you producing something with him?
We're talking about producing a couple projects together. We have a beverage together that we're going to be announcing next week that is not alcohol.
Really?
It's water. It's the complete opposite of what he drinks the water so he can drink more Ciroc.
I see. Well, and you were there the other night because you were nominated for Boardwalk Empire, right?
We lost again.
Yeah, well,
But it's okay. No, I
That's a
wasn't
great
upset.
show.
Yeah, we've won before.
yeah. Do you know that he produces that show, and it's a really great show, and you're doing very well with your production company. You lost to Homeland, and you've got to know, that's not a bad show to lose to, right?
They say it's great. I don't watch anything that's not on HBO.
Really?
Or one of our family-friendly networks. No, I can't watch the competition.
Really?
Not even just out of curiosity. I just
Because
don't do it. If
doesn't
my
it-
kids turn on Cinemax or whatever it is, Showtime, they're gonna get a crack.
It's healthy to see what the competition is, don't you think?
I don't know. What if I like it? Then I want to watch it. Then I'm giving them ratings, and I'm not
Right.
watching our show.
You don't have a box. You don't have a Nielsen box, do you?
No, I don't.
So you're not
I
gonna
never
give
know
them-
how those things work.
I don't
anyway.
either.
It's like a crock. Do they call people? Do they say what show
Yeah.
are you watching? They put a box actually in your house? Is
yeah,
that what they do?
that's what they do.
My foot feels so much better.
See?
That
Just-
shoe
just-
is tighter than my pants. I'm
just-
telling you.
Take your pants off. Take the pants off. All right.
I would, but my wife watches this show.
Oh,
And so does my 10-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old daughter. She's going to be 10.
but they've seen you probably with your pants off.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Really?
No.
We outvote them. We like it. All right, we're going to take a break and more with Mark Wahlberg after this. That's Mark Wahlberg. His new movie, Broken City. Tell everyone what it's about.
I play a former NYPD detective who was forced to resign. Basically, he takes justice into his own hands after a huge miscarriage of justice. And then he becomes a private investigator. Russell Crowe plays the mayor, recruits him to investigate his wife, played by Catherine Zeta-Jones. He thinks she's having an affair as he's running for re-election. He doesn't want any bad press. So as I start to investigate her, I start to unravel all this corruption. And even though I risk losing my own freedom, I decide I'm going to go after the mayor and I'm going to take him down for redemption. Yeah.
Do you get him?
I get him, but it's not that easy, and I don't get away with what I did. But there's a scene right here where we start to talk about this movie that my girlfriend is in within the movie. And she tells me that there's a very classy kind of love scene. And then when I go to the theater and see this at the premiere, it's not classy.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty, vulgar. And I end up, my character's sober for 7 years, so I start drinking again. I end up choking the actor that she did the scene with at the party. And it all goes downhill from there for my character.
All right, this is very exciting for a lot of people that you got to do something really cool. You're a Patriots fan, obviously, and you got to spend some time in the locker room, and you brought your son, right?
Yeah, it was our first Patriots game together. It was amazing. We went to the locker room. We were with the owner, Bob Kraft. He took us down. He watched Tom Brady warming up. He said, "Dad, he's bigger than the fat head on my wall," because he's got a big picture of Tom in his room.
Right.
And then he met all the players. He was on the field after the game. He was in the locker room with Coach Belichick when they say the Our Father. And then I got into a little bit of trouble because I was celebrating. The Patriots won. We stayed out till 2 in the morning. Came home, woke my wife up, and she was not happy. I had a little too much to celebrate.
But what a memory that is.
Oh, most memorable time. You know, we still talk about it. All he wants to know is if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, can we go?
Well, I hope they go, and I hope they win for your sake.
If not, I'll probably...
Be sad.
No, I'll
Yeah.
be more than sad. I'll be arrested in New Orleans.
No, well, everyone's arrested in New Orleans. We found a picture of a movie you're working on right now, and I think this explains why your pants are... What?
Yeah.
Is that really you?
Yeah. I play a bodybuilder in that movie, and it's funny because I had to get down to 165 pounds for Broken City. The director wanted me to be as thin as possible, and for that I got up to 212. And it's harder to lose at this age.
Yes.
So then I had 30 days to lose it for the movie I did with Denzel Washington, Two Guns. And then 2 weeks after that, I went into Navy SEALs training for The Lone Survivor. I played Marcus Luttrell.
Wow.
So it was a long, hard year.
Amazing. Well, you always look good. Your body looks great, and always good seeing you.
Oh,
Thanks
thank you.
for being
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.
Sorry about my foot.
I'm happy about it. I'm not sorry. Broken City is in theaters tomorrow. We'll be back. They like you. They like you. That's gotta feel real good right now.
I always feel like they think I'm somebody else when they cheer like that.
They know exactly who you are.
I don't hear that when I walk through my front door.
Well,
No.
well, you should, because you have enough people in your house to make that kind of noise. You have 4 kids, 5, 9?
4.
4.
4 kids, a couple of children that are older than me, but those are just friends that still work with me. Old guys from the Entourage.
But Christmas must be like so much fun at your house to have 4 kids.
It's fun when it's over. It's so crazy. They start weeks before Christmas comes. They can't sleep. They're up every day. When is it, Dad? Is it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? No, it's not tomorrow. And so we have the countdown, but they go absolutely crazy. Thankfully, we were out of town for a week during the middle of December. We were in New York and Boston promoting the movie and showing the movie Lone Survivor in Boston and New York. But it's just complete chaos. I cannot wait for the holidays to be over.
And they're over.
Yeah, well,
Did you
not
know-
quite, because they still got gifts. My wife, she does all the Christmas shopping, all the presents that Santa doesn't send. My wife does the shopping for everybody, which is good because I only have to shop for my wife, and she shops for everybody else. But she really likes to shop.
And what did you get her for Christmas?
I got my wife a new truck.
That's nice.
Yes.
Did
And
she
a
want-
necklace. The kids and I went to the jewelry store and bought her a necklace as well, a diamond cross.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I got her, because of my relationship with HBO, I got her 6 advanced episodes of her favorite show, Girls.
Oh, wow.
Yes, which was
That's
her
a-
favorite thing of all. And last night she realized, she goes, oh my God, there's 6 of them on here. She only watched 3, because last year it was only 3.
Right.
And this year was 6, so I almost got kicked out of the bedroom last
Now,
night. but-
now let me ask you this: the truck, was it really a gift for her, or did you get it for yourself, thinking did she want a truck?
She didn't want a truck. No, she wants like a Maserati. Or
So
a
you
Porsche
got her a
something.
truck.
But
So you got yourself a truck, basically.
No, I didn't get. No, I got her a truck because she has her vehicle for the kids, and I have my vehicle for the kids. And the vehicle that she had for the kids was another big truck, but it was quite messy, and she doesn't like mess or clutter. So she's been complaining about it for quite some time. So I just got her a new truck that I can use every once in a while if I want to go to the golf course. I can pack all the clubs in there.
That's what I'm saying. And
You're smart.
can we just say, because I know that you're losing weight for a role that you're doing. You just said that you're hungry. I don't know how you're. Are you still able to work out? What are you doing for this role? How much have you lost?
I started around 190 something. I'm down to like 159. I've got like another 10 or so to go. But I'm not eating that much. I'm taking. The great thing about it is I have my own vitamin supplement line, Mark products that I created with GNC. So they've been helping me gain weight and lose weight. And I've been doing the blast and burn packs. But I'm exercising twice a day. I'm eating little to next to nothing, having just these little shakes 4 times a day. But you know, the other producer, I'm one of the producers, but the other producers and the director just keep saying just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But I'm playing a literary professor who has quite a bit of problems, and food is never really first on his agenda to do when he wakes up during the day. So I'm, you know, doing it for a reason, but it's not fun.
Well, every role that you take on, and we'll talk about this movie, Lone Survivor, which you are brilliant in. Your performance is so good. I can't believe it's coming out after the date that was eligible for the Oscars, right? So
yeah, it came out in 2 theaters for eligibility for awards consideration. But you know, we really, you know, the big goal for us in making the movie was to make the family members of those fallen soldiers proud. Also the Afghan people who risked their lives to save a complete stranger.
Yep.
And we wanted to make it for everybody who's ever signed up to defend our country or even our community. It's a real tribute to them.
Yeah, it really is a tribute to them. You're so good at it.
Once they liked it, I mean,
Yeah.
that was the icing on the cake. Everything
Yeah.
else that's been happening with the movie, the attention that it's been garnering is great. But the goal was just to do them justice and make them proud, and we did that, and the family really responded strongly to the movie. And hopefully, a lot of people will go and see it because it's a really important movie. When you watch the news or you hear different things that's happening in and around the world, you're kind of going on about your everyday routine, and it doesn't really resonate that much. And a movie like this really reminds you of the sacrifice that these men and women that defend our nation do. It's not about politics. It's not pro-war. It's just pro-soldier. These guys just, whatever they get ordered to do, they go and do it, and they go and defend whoever they have to.
And it really is, to me, the most intense. It really tells the full story of what happens to these guys that put their lives on the line. You hear about it, and you don't really know until you watch this movie what happens. It's intense, and it's really good. And I was looking, and like I said, everything you do, you kind of dive in, and that role in particular. But you kind of are regimented every single day in your life. You wake up, I heard that you wake up at 4:30 every single morning.
Yes.
No matter if you're working or not.
Yes, 4:30.
Why do you wake up at 4:30?
Well, I wake up at 4:30. That's when I get most things done, before the kids get up and all the chaos starts. But I get up, I usually exercise depending on what I'm doing. I'll eat breakfast, exercise, be out of the gym usually around 6:30, get upstairs. The kids are having breakfast. Either I'll help my wife get them going in the car, or I'll take them to school. Then I go to church, and then from there, I usually start my day around, I'm done, and then I read the script out loud that I'm doing now by 9 o'clock. And then I've got the rest of the day to do whatever else I need to do.
And then you go to bed like at 5:30 or 6 at night, or like.
8:30. I like my 8 hours.
So you get in bed at 8:30?
I'm getting tired right now, though. Yes, and your jacket looks edible. I'm so hungry.
Do you want to
I'm
chew
so
on my
tired.
jacket? All right, I'm not going to keep you out here longer than you have to, because I'm going to make you do an obstacle course later, so I want you to have your energy.
Nice.
We're going to come back with his co-star, Taylor Kitsch, right after this, and we'll talk more about the movie, which is really, really good. We'll be back. Our next guest from the very popular show, Friday Night Lights, and this Friday you can see him opposite Mark Wahlberg in the new film Lone Survivor. Take a look. Please welcome Taylor Kitsch.
Here I am in the back, chugging pretzels.
When I went into the back, they took all the goodies and all the little snacks and threw them into the bathroom. And then I went into the bathroom and I saw them hidden in the corner. But I haven't cheated, not a single bite of anything.
I'll cheat for you.
No, you seem very disciplined. You seem like that. Could you do that? Would you be able to do that?
I have before, yeah, and it's no bueno.
No.
It's not fun.
No, that seems. But
Mood swings.
Oh,
Mad
horrible.
mood swings.
My daughter had this blueberry scone, and I was about to rip it out of her hand. She's 4, and she's looking at me like, Dad, what are you staring at? I was just like, oh, but I didn't.
Yeah, very impressive.
There's still
right?
time.
That well, first of all, before we get into no, he's not gonna. He's you know how strong he is. He's not gonna do that.
You're so
I've
strong.
beat my kids for less. I'm joking. They were like, oh, I guess.
Before we get into the movie, because I want to talk about the movie,
Yeah.
and you're the guy that you play. I'm sorry, his name is
Mike Murphy.
Yeah, Mike Murphy. Just beautiful story, and like I said,
Right.
it really puts faces and images to, and the real footage of the people training in the beginning and all the
Yeah.
pictures at the end of the movie. But before we get into that, it is my duty. I don't want to, but I have to ask who you kissed at midnight, because other people want to know. Not me, but other people want to know if you have a girlfriend and who you kissed at midnight. That's just, okay, go.
I wasn't with my gal, so it was nobody.
Oh,
It was nobody. I know, the violin comes out, but
no.
I was in bed at 8:30.
I know, you see? It
I
could
saw
have been
New
worse.
Year's in Australia. In China, yeah.
There you go.
What did you do for New Year's?
I host a benefit every year for the African Children's Choir, and we brought in a choir from Uganda, and Rob Thomas came and played an acoustic show.
Wow.
And that was the night.
What a wonderful thing for you to do.
It is. It's pretty selfish,
Yeah.
too. I mean, to give back like that, you feel amazing at the end of the night, and it's just a good time. We had amazing people and from all over the States and Canada came in, and it was great.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, let's talk about the movie, because it really is. I can't. It's hard to say I love the movie. I did love the movie, but it's a movie that is hard to watch because it is so intense and because it is a true story. So tell people a little bit more about what it is about.
Yeah, it's 4 guys in the Kush Mountains of Afghanistan against basically 100 plus Taliban, and they come across these goat herders that compromise the mission. And there's, you know, obviously there's no pamphlet of what you should do in that moment of these kind of compromises that these guys deal with every day. And what actually happens is they inevitably engage with the Taliban, and unfortunately one guy survives, and Marcus Luttrell.
It's one of the worst tragedies in the history of the Navy SEALs. And, you know, 19 Americans on this particular mission lost their lives. And many Afghan people sacrificed their life, which is the most amazing part of the story to me, and such an amazing act of bravery and heroism, that they would risk their lives to fight the Taliban to save a complete stranger because it was the right thing to do. And Marcus and Mohammed have forged an amazing bond of brotherhood, and for me it was just so important to be a part of it, to tell their story, and pay tribute to those guys.
Yeah, when you see, like I said, when you see the images, the photographs of the guys with their wives and their children after it's all over, it's heartbreaking, and you really do appreciate, you understand what all these men and women are doing, putting their lives on the line every single day for us. And it's, but they're Navy SEALs, which is the training. And did you all go through that training as well?
We had quite a bit of training. We were basically kind of thrown into the deep end with a big team of SEAL guys who basically would tell us what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and getting us ready to look as believable and authentic as SEALs in our portrayal. But, you know, whatever they required of us, we were willing to do, because, you know, we knew that it was going to be over quickly, and, you know, the movie would last forever, and we wanted to make those guys proud.
It was, I gotta tell you, this is ridiculous, but I watched the movie, and the next day I went hiking up a mountain, and I had a blister, and I wanted to stop, and I thought, I can't stop, you know, because I thought, what about these guys that do so much? And I just kept going, and I pushed through it.
That's good.
That's good. That's incredible.
You know, the movie has been inspirational to so many people. I mean, so many sports teams, you know, the University, Florida State just won the national championship. They watched the movie a couple of weeks ago. The Patriots watched the movie and went on to beat the Ravens at home. It's a really inspirational thing, and it really does give you, you know.
It really does. And there's, please, before, we have to go to break, I know, but we have to, what is the thing that there's a name for it, and it's like running 100 miles and then doing...
Murph.
Oh, the Murph.
Yes. Tell everyone what that is.
So I played Mike Murphy, and he was really into fitness, and he created this while training, and it's called the Murph. You can look it up. It's a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 sit-ups, buttoned by a mile run, all for time. So you do it with either like a 30, 40, 50-pound weighted vest, and you do it as fast as you can.
Yeah, it's the time to beat. It's not if you can do it, it's how fast you can do it.
It's intense.
Just 100 pull-ups. I mean,
I know.
And then you do push-ups and then sit-ups, and that's crazy. Have you done it?
And then throw up.
And then
you throw up.
That's all you have to do.
And then you wake up after fainting.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. All right, so you're both in great shape. You're starving, but maybe if we put food at the end of the obstacle course, you'll win. But we're going to put you both through an obstacle course, and I'll put a muffin at the end for you to give you inspiration.
Well, just promise me a fresh muffin in 9.5 weeks.
All right, I will promise you a
'Cause that
fresh
one
muffin.
won't last.
Anything you want.
Okay.
We'll come back and we'll watch these guys go at it. All right, we're back with Mark Wahlberg and Taylor Kitsch, who both star in the new movie Lone Survivor. You're both in really good shape. We talked about it before the break that you trained with Navy SEALs, so we're going to see who's in better shape. And this is an obstacle course. Whoever wins is going to get $10,000 from Shutterfly to donate to their charity of their choice. All right.
Good luck.
All right, they're both very competitive. So on your marks.
Really?
Get set. Go. Oh.
Hey! He's cheating! No! He's cheating! No! Oh my God! I was the old man! Yes!
Oh my God!
Whoa!
I know.
banged up pretty
Of course you got banged up. You're crazy. All right.
Wow.
The bad news is you lost.
He flew.
But you both support the same charity, so our friends at Shutterfly are going to help change lives, and they're going to help
Here we
you
go.
donate $10,000 to Lone Survivor Fund on your behalf. Thank you, Trevor Fly. Lone Survivors in theaters this Friday. We'll be back. I know, isn't that? It's so sweet.
It's sad seeing
Yeah.
a dad being away from his wife. And,
Yeah, during this time, it's really
Yes.
tough. And you're a dad of 4.
Yes.
You're a dad of 4. Do you remember the first time what's your wife's name?
Do I remember? Rhea.
Rhea.
Yeah.
What was the time that she went into labor? Were you like a nervous dad? Do you remember where you were?
I was on the golf course. And I was playing probably the best round I've played ever. And I was like, well, is it going to be right now? Can I finish the round?
What hole were you on?
I was on like 15.
So you're almost done.
Yeah, and so we rushed to the hospital. I meet her there, and of course, it's a false alarm. But our doctor was kind enough to say, okay, well, why don't you run home and get some stuff, and we'll induce you. And because she was a nervous wreck, and so was I. So.
And the second time it got easier, and by the 4th, did you even show up? Did you?
You know, I would tell my wife that my dad used to tell my mom. I'm the youngest of 9, so my dad would tell my mom, "Call me when you're done. I'll come pick you up." And no, of course, I was right there laying on the couch, was there for every part of it.
Now, were they all easy, or did they get easier in shorter amounts of labor, or how were?
Well, that's the one thing about my wife. It's like once it's time, once she's at 10 centimeters, the baby's out. It's like you push once or twice, the baby's out. Like, you want to hold this thing? I'm like, whoa, how did that happen so
Yeah.
fast? But it's nerve-wracking, but you guys will be fine.
What advice do you have for first-time parents? What's the scariest thing when you first go? I mean, that must be when you're driving home with a baby.
I probably almost got into a couple of different altercations on the ride home because now I'm like going 10 miles an hour. I don't want anybody doing anything wrong. But it's nerve-wracking. We didn't want to leave the hospital right away.
Yeah.
Felt safe there because, you know, you had the doula and the nurses and everybody. But, you know, once you get at home, it's just, you know, it's the most amazing thing ever. It's the most important job you'll ever have. And, you know, it's so rewarding until they turn into teenagers. My daughter's about to be a preteen, so.
I was going to say, so how old are your kids now? You have 2 girls, 2 boys?
2 girls and 2 boys.
How
I have
old?
11, 9, 6, and 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the 11-year-old is a girl?
Yes.
And is she, I can't imagine a baby, like your baby talking back to you. I think they.
Oh, yes, it happened.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's so funny because I've went through the same thing myself, as I know everybody in the audience has. You think your parents don't know anything, right? You think, well, they're old, they're out of touch, they're not hip with what's going on. I mean, this has been going on forever, right?
Right.
Since the beginning of time. But I just, you know, she thinks she knows it all, but she's my baby, she's my angel.
But she
But
has.
she's not getting a phone yet.
Really? Your 11-year-old doesn't have a phone?
No.
Good for you, because I'm sure all of her friends have phones.
All of them.
That's
and
re-
in younger grades, which makes
Yeah.
her even more crazy.
Yeah, I just talked about this yesterday. They're saying it's 6 years old. That's the average age of a kid getting a phone now. 6 years old.
6 years old?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
My wife's not having that.
That's wrong.
That's not happening.
That's wrong. But it's that one person who does give the 6-year-old a phone that gets everybody in trouble because everybody's.
Well, in this day and age, they have access to so much information.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want kids seeing that
No.
kind of stuff.
No, I agree. I can't imagine. So being Mark Wahlberg, being the cool guy you are, and having 4 kids, do you drive like a super cool car and then there's another car for the kids?
Well, let's just say I'm not riding in the Porsche that I saw you guys parked outside. But I like my car because it's very unassuming. Mm-hmm. I have a Toyota Sienna minivan. That's it right there. But
That's a nice looking minivan.
it's got rims on it. It's
Yep.
got direct TV.
Yep.
Tinted windows. My kids love it. My wife will not get in it for anything.
Why not?
She just said that's as far as she's going. She drives an SUV. She will not get into a minivan.
That's a good looking SUV. If you're going to drive a minivan, that's a good looking one. You said you have direct TV in there?
I have direct TV and I have these bags of lifesavers, tons of bags of lifesavers. My kids always want to go in there. They call it the Mint Mobile. And they want to drive to school in that so they can have mints before they go into school.
Very cool. Well, that's a good car to get picked up in because it serves both purposes. It's cool for you and
Yeah.
you probably
And the
have,
seats go back and I can lay back there if I'm, you know, coming home late from the airport or
if
whatever.
someone's driving you or something. Very cool.
I don't let too many people drive that van.
Yeah. Really?
No.
Don't want anything to
that's-
happen to
That's
it.
my new baby. That's
Yeah.
my baby.
How long have you had that?
I got it like 4 months ago.
That's a good looking car. What will you do for your wife for Mother's Day?
She was gonna She's probably gonna see this before Mother's Day. Well, the one thing that I wanted to do something special from each child. So my wife loves gardenias. So I sent her a big thing of gardenias from our oldest daughter. And then yesterday, we sent them from my son Michael, today from Brendan, tomorrow from Grace, and then I'm gonna send one that's 5 times the size for me on Saturday.
Wow,
And maybe
that's
she'll
gonna
let me
smell
go play
really
golf.
good.
Maybe she'll let me go play golf. But
I'm sure she will.
and then we're gonna go. Oh, I can't. I'm gonna take her to a Clippers game tomorrow. She loves basketball.
You're whispering? She'll still hear
She's
it.
gonna, and then we'll go to brunch, church, and then brunch with all the kids. Hopefully they'll behave themselves
Yep.
for the duration of the 2 hours between church and brunch. And then I've got to go back to work, starting to shoot a movie. So.
You're a busy man.
Yes.
You're a busy man and a good dad. We're going to take a break and more with Mark after this. We're back with Mark Wahlberg, and that is the sequel. That is Ted 2.
Yes.
And so what happens in Ted 2?
Ted wants to be a dad. He wants to have a baby. Unfortunately, Tammy Lynn's done a lot of partying, so, there's some issues there. So then we've got to figure out how he can eventually become a dad. He wants to adopt, and they say, well, you're not a person. You can't adopt. So we're going to basically prove that Ted is a person. A lot of other crazy things happen. I tried to be a donor. We tried to get Tom Brady to be a donor. A lot of crazy stuff happens in this movie, but a great story. It's really, you get to root for these guys again, and it's the first time I've ever done a sequel, even though I was in the 4th installment of Transformers. I've never done a sequel to a movie, so.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. And you said, is Tom Brady in the movie?
Tom Brady is in the movie.
Or does he just donate his sperm for the movie?
No, we have to try to steal it from him.
So he's in the movie?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we have a lot of great cameos. But yes, Tom Brady, we figure, if Flash Gordon or Tom Brady could be a sperm donor, that'd be a pretty cool baby.
You're right.
Happy Cat Week.
Cat Week, yeah, thank you so much for being here. I know it was important for you to be here this week because you love cats.
This week especially.
Yeah, it's the most important
How'd
week
you know that
there
I love
is.
cats?
Because I know you have a cat.
Yeah.
Your cat's name is?
Truffy.
Truffy.
And I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, why? So it was not your
So
idea?
is my oldest son, Michael.
Oh, and still it stays?
The girls in the house don't seem to care.
Who wanted the cat in the first place?
It's my daughter Ella's cat.
And how long have you had Truffy?
Truffy's he's a survivor. He's been around about 4 years now.
4 years. And you're allergic. What happens to you when you sneeze or you break out in hives or what?
I just sneeze a lot, and I'm okay with it. I just don't like when my son is sneezing and
Yeah.
has to almost go to the hospital and then.
Does the cat, because somehow cats know when people are allergic, they gravitate to the people that are the most allergic. Do you know that?
Is that why I had to change my pants 3 times yesterday with cat hair everywhere?
I don't know why you had to change your pants, Mark.
Cat hair
That's
everywhere.
not any of my business.
No, it's cat hair, trust me. I know that sounded weird and I apologize, but yeah, cat hair everywhere. Isn't that supposed to be in my office?
Right. Well, why are your clothes laying out? Why aren't they in a closet?
They were on me, and then I sat down, and then somebody was like, oh my God, you have hair all over your ass. And I was like, all right.
Now this gets weirder because...
I don't have a hairy ass.
Well, it sounds like you do have a hairy ass. You just...
It's on the outside of my pants.
You said someone said it.
It's on the outside of my pants.
All right.
I forgot how sharp you are. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. So
I know. Well,
give me
you
a
wake
little
up.
bit of a break.
Don't act like this is new to you. You wake up at 3 o'clock every morning.
I do.
Let's talk about that. So, because obviously, look at the shape this man is in. You're in amazing shape. So you wake up every morning at 3 a.m. Tell everybody your routine.
I wake up at 3. I go down to the kitchen. I make egg whites, Ezekiel bread, almond butter with a little avocado.
Every morning?
Every morning. I go downstairs. I work out for about an hour with my buddy Jonathan. I come up. I have a shake.
You make someone get up at that hour to work out with you?
Yes. And then I had to say to him today, am I training you? How much are you paying me? Because I keep having to yell at you to keep up and like make sure your form is good. So then I have a shake, and then I make a salad and my food to go for the morning. And then I have turkey burgers and sweet potato. And then I go to the golf course at 6 o'clock. I play till 8 o'clock. Then I rush home to meet my wife after she drops off the kids. We have our little alone time. And then I do whatever else I gotta do.
Wow.
And then I'm in bed by 7, and my wife
gonna
thinks
s-
I'm an old, boring
So you go to, that was, my question was, what time do you go to bed if you get up at 3? You go to bed at 7
I gotta
every
get
night?
8 hours, yeah. So she's like, what about our alone time at night like normal people?
Yeah,
Not 10 o'clock in the morning.
that's what I would ask you.
Yes.
I mean, so every day you eat that cleanly?
Yes.
And that's what you, so you don't have a chef, you do all your cooking yourself?
We have somebody cooks during the week for the kids, and they'll make me a little piece of fish or something at night, but he makes dinner.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you were really disciplined.
It's only when I'm working. The last movie I did, I had to drink as much wine as possible and eat as much as possible.
You poor thing.
I got to 212 pounds in Louisiana.
Well, that'll
It's
do
a lot
it.
harder to get rid of it than it is to put it on.
Yes, but you have muscle memory, so I'm sure it's easy to get back to it, right?
44. It's not
Yeah,
deep.
it gets harder, doesn't it?
It does.
It's
It
true,
really
even
does.
for guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you look great.
Well, thank you.
You look fantastic. And your kids are, how old are they now?
12, 9, 7, 5.
12, 9, 7, 5. So Halloween must be big in your house.
Yes.
Look how
What are
adorable.
those signs they're holding?
What are the
Yeah,
signs?
they're all getting ready for Halloween, and Halloween is like a crazy time in the house. Yep, that's them. That's them at the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
What is that giant gate?
Is that your gate? It looks like a
Yes.
giant gate.
It is.
Or
But the
they're-
kids are small.
Yes,
And the photographer took it from a weird angle.
yeah. Donald Trump could use that thing. That would be like So, will you take them?
It reminds me of my years incarcerated. Keep the walls around.
So
I
it's
know
good to have
stay.
those there to remind you of
Keep
that.
me out of trouble.
So will you take them trick-or-treating, or do people even get through those gates to come to you? I mean,
We go trick-or-treating, and then we always leave our gate open for trick-or-treaters. But last year, I think only one neighbor came. But it's weird because we live in a gated community, and if people don't want, they'll give you a list of people that are participating and not participating. And some people, they leave like a giant, I'm talking bigger than this table, bucket full of candy. So I'm like, kids, this is great. It's one stop, fill up your bag, let's go home.
Yeah.
You know, watch some TV and get daddy in bed by 7.
yeah.
But they got 2 outfits. They get one for school. They don't want to wear the same outfit trick-or-treating. It's for school that they want to wear trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. So then we're going to go down to where there are a lot of kids in neighborhoods. And then I said, okay, watch what happens when you go there. You go to my neighborhood, you get hit with an egg in the face, and somebody snatches your bag, and then you got nothing but a black eye, and you go home crying.
Wow.
That's what happens at Halloween. in my
Nighty-night,
hood.
kids. I mean, what kind of story is that to tell your children? That's horrible.
That's what really happened.
Yeah. Well,
and
not
if they
any.
get detention,
Someone
I'm
throws an
sending them-
egg in your face?
yes.
Really?
You never get hit with eggs when you...
I've never been hit by an egg. No,
Wow.
I behave myself. I don't know what you're doing.
You and I are going to have to do our Halloween thing.
All right, but I go to bed
Good
pretty.
for your hair.
Yeah, I know it is. I know your hair looks very, very luxurious today, by the way.
I don't have a
Extra soft.
comb.
All right, we have to take a break. We've talked about nothing at all, but we have to. Although I am curious about that alone time in the morning, but we'll take a break and we're going to show your trailer for your new movie.
Oh, cool.
Yep, we'll be back. We are back with Mark Wahlberg, and so this movie, it doesn't come out until Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And it is called
Daddy's home.
Daddy's Home. It's you and Will Ferrell?
Yep.
What is it about?
Well, he is now married to my ex-wife, and he's the stepfather to my kids, and I don't want anybody around my children. So when I find out that she's remarried, I come home to basically win her and the family back, and he and I basically go head-to-head. And you could, I don't know if you noticed or not, we're a bit opposite.
Yeah, you and Will?
Will and I.
A little bit. I
But
love
if you ever
Will.
get a chance to smell his hair, he puts this Moroccan oil in his hair. And I wouldn't know that, except he has to ride a motorcycle in the movie, and I'm on the back, and he'd never ridden before, so I made them put it on a rig, like a tow rig. And then I felt comfortable because I felt safe. I got a whiff of his hair, and I didn't want the scene to end.
Wow.
Smell his hair if you get a chance.
Moroccan oil. That's the. Well, then why don't you put that in your hair if you?
I don't want people running up on me smelling my hair.
Well, you want your wife smelling your hair.
I got another trick for my wife. I can't share that with you.
What is it?
She just wants me fixing things. Wear a wife beater around the house, walk around with a hammer or a screwdriver. Like I'm gonna fix the door or something, or
Oh, like
fix
pretending
the
to
garage.
fix the door,
Yes.
like
The handyman
ding
thing.
dong, I'm
Yeah.
here, lady, with the
Exactly.
like that, but you
Exactly.
never fix anything. What a great idea. And who directed that?
Sean Anders and John Morris directed it, and hopefully I'm doing another movie with them in the spring.
That's fantastic. You're picking great projects. I'll tell you that every single time you're here. I love, and it's all over the place. You're great at dramatic, you're great at comedy, and you and Will Ferrell, what a great teaming that is. That's
He's
hilarious.
a great guy to work with.
Yeah,
he really
he's
is.
hilarious. All right, we saw you doing pull-ups there, and it seems like you're good at it, so we're going to challenge you later in the show to raise money for breast cancer research. So, Garrison opens Christmas Day. We'll be right back. We're back with the very fit Mark Wahlberg, who's agreed to help us raise some money for breast cancer research. For every pull-up you do in 30 seconds, Ulta Beauty will donate $1,000 to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Now, Mark just said, remember, I already worked out today, so that's an excuse?
I'm hoping for 2.
All right, so you have
$2,000 is a lot of money.
$1,000 for each pull-up in 30 seconds. That would be amazing to raise a lot of money for breast cancer research.
If I do 5, will you double it?
No?
Okay.
We want to see you do a lot.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. 1. Okay, now do it with proper form, and then when we're gonna round that up, $25,000 we'll give. And you know I love kids. Everybody knows I love kids. You know what I love even more than kids is famous people. And recently, I had my friend Mark Wahlberg sit down with some kids to talk to them about the birds and the bees, because I thought, what could go wrong? And it turns out several things. Enjoy. Hello.
Hi.
Don't eyeball me, boy. So listen, do you know that I'm an Academy Award nominated actor? My name is Mark Wahlberg. If you want to call me anything, you call me Mr. Wahlberg or Sir. Okay? You call me the General. All right? All right, do you know why we're here today?
What?
We're going to talk about the birds and the bees. Do you know what the birds and the bees are?
Yes, boyfriends and girlfriends.
Close. Look, do you guys have any brothers and sisters?
Yes. I got one
All
big
right.
brother and one big sister.
I didn't ask you that yet, ma'am. I'm gonna have to tell you to only speak when spoken to. Can you follow those instructions?
Yes. General.
There you go. Okay, so I have 5 brothers. You know, you guys ever heard of my brother Donnie?
Donnie, yeah, he's on Blue Bloods.
He is on Blue Bloods. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't, but I heard it's very good. I have 4 kids of my own, and that takes a lot of time and attention and a lot of money. All right, who knows where babies come from?
Your mom's belly.
How did the baby get in there? All right, I'm gonna explain it to you, okay? If Francis and Pat wanted to have a baby, and Francis said, okay, I got this baguette, and I'm gonna put it in Pat's corn chowder. And then they're gonna have a baby.
That sounds awkward.
All right, what's another word for making a baby?
Pregnant?
No, that's what happens when you do the act of making a baby. Have you ever heard of whoopee?
What? No.
Doing the nasty?
No.
Did you freak on?
No.
What's my name?
General.
You're gonna be in my crew now, okay? Jonathan, you wanna be in my crew?
Yes.
What's my name?
General.
All right, what do you wanna do if you're in my crew? Liam, you wanna count the money? All right, Jonathan, you wanna stack the paper?
Yes.
Has anyone of you guys ever done time?
Like time in math.
If 2 people love each other in prison, that's called a conjugal visit. Can anybody say that? So what happens when people decide they want to make a baby? You want to draw it for me? Come on, take whatever color you want. Chelsea, ladies first, man. Put that back, man. See, you're already in my crew, so you're already doing all that gangster. A man and a woman making a baby. What do? There's the booty. ovaries? Whoa, you really know a lot, Jennifer. Okay, all right, you guys ready? Time's up, time's up, time's up. Liam? Oh, that's nice. Look, it's got the flowers. He's presenting the flowers. Let me see yours, Chelsea. She's like, I'm gonna do this on my own. I don't need no baby daddy. Oh, wow. The French guy has got the two pizza makers chasing him down. All right, well, that's close. And this is what? Oh, the ring! They get married. Yes, I don't think we need mine. Don't worry about it. Forget about mine. All right, Liam, let's roll. You got the front seat. Jonathan, stack the paper, okay?
Yes.
Let's go get this money, boys. Let's roll, man. What are you doing? Let's go. Come on, man. Get the door for the general. You guys know Optimus Prime?
Yes.
What about Ted?
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
You like Ted? All right, let's go smoke it up with Teddy.
Oh, Mark, thank you so much. And I apologize to those kids. Mark's movie, Daddy's Home, is in theaters everywhere Christmas Day. We'll be right back.
Wow.
Yeah, she turned around like she wanted you to spank her. That's what she just did.
Yeah.
We're learning more and more about that woman.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I was good until I saw that piece. I was like,
Aren't you so disappointed?
wow, I gotta check all the people that I gave gifts to this year. Make sure that they didn't resell them.
they do-
It's one thing to re-gift, but to
To
sell.
sell. I know.
Wow, at a markup.
Yeah.
Wow, outside of a supermarket.
I know. I want to ask you about your New Year's Eve because I know you, and I
Yeah.
know that you wake up at like 3 in the morning to work out. So was that an exception? Did you go to sleep late so you could see New Year's?
I got sick on New Year's.
No.
In New Year's, we go to Barbados, Sandy Lane, and they have the best food buffet display that you've ever seen. Is the only thing to look forward to because I'm not a vacation person.
Yeah.
You know, my wife takes my phone away. I can only work out and play golf in the morning. Then the rest of the day, I'm sitting under an umbrella. I don't like the sun, and so I'm just looking forward to the food. And I got some type of stomach bug, and I went to eat. I couldn't even look at the food, and then everybody else was eating around me and talking. I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
Aw.
Yeah, and then my kids stayed up. My 6-year-old, well past midnight.
Well, of
They
course.
saw the fireworks. They saw the whole thing.
Aw,
I
that's-
missed it all.
That's sad because you were trying to make it to midnight, which you probably.
I was going to do it for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, look at your
Oh,
family. How
look at-
sweet that is. I saw a picture of them at a swim-up bar. Were they having cocktails or something?
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, I was in bed at
Yeah.
home. No, frozen lemonade.
I see.
Frozen lemon, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
That's a lot of sugar. That'll keep you up.
We literally just got home today, and thank God they don't have to go back to school till Monday. But it's been bad.
You just got home today?
Well, we went to vacation, then we went to New York for a little bit of work, which they were not happy about because we literally left Christmas night, so they didn't get to play with their gifts. But my whole thing is let's get out of the house, get that tree out of there because it's a fire hazard,
Yeah.
right? Get all the decorations out of there. But my son was like, he was so upset that we had to go to New York. He just wants to go home and play with his PS4 or whatever it is that
Sure.
he got.
Now, you talk about your past, and you did have quite a past when you were young.
Yes.
You've mended your ways. But your oldest is 13,
Yes.
and she is a good girl?
Yeah, she is a good girl, but she's a girl. So there's a difference, right? She's dyeing her hair. Oh, there's my little baby girl. She's dyeing her hair. She's like
What
wanting
color
to
is
wear,
it?
It's just blue from like here down, but like fake nose ring. And this Musically thing is out of control because we'll be having dinner. And I had a very successful friend who was there. She's a big fan. We invited him over for dinner. And all
is it?
I can't tell you yet.
Come on.
So all she's doing is this, the heartbeat, the love sign, and like into the phone. I'm like, what? It's just recording, lip syncing these Musically things
Very popular.
all day long.
Yeah. Who was it?
It was
Sing-
it's a young man,
Uh-huh. Singer?
yes, who's been here before.
Uh-huh.
And he's a very nice young man, Canadian fellow.
Oh.
And she liked him a lot when she was younger, turned on him completely,
Well, a lot of people did.
and then came back with a vengeance,
That's
like,
right.
Dad, that's going to be my husband. I said, over my
Right.
dead body. Actually, over both of your dead bodies.
Uh-huh.
I'll just go back to jail.
Well,
And then not a word, just
So Justin Bieber is sitting there, and yet you don't.
I didn't say it was Justin Bieber.
I know you didn't say. And
Could
she
have
doesn't
been-
even care that
could have
Justin
been
Bieber's
Bryan
there?
Adams. I didn't-
I think maybe Bryan Adams. I think Drake is a little too old for her, so I'm gonna pass on Drake. I think it's Justin Bieber.
What about The Weeknd?
Oh, The Weeknd. My second guess was Weeknd. It's him.
There's some other Canadian artists I could think of.
No, but I think it is Justin Bieber. What did he have on?
Not,
And why was he
not
there?
much. I think.
Are you gonna work together?
Maybe.
That's what you're.
I'm not going to be recording any Musical.lys, that's for sure.
No, but you'll work
I
with
did
him.
threaten my daughter that I was going to join Musical.ly just to embarrass her. And she was completely appalled.
Do you not sing anymore? Because you are a great singer and rapper, and I think everyone would love
I'm
to
a
see you do
horrible
that.
singer.
Yeah.
Horrible
No,
singer.
you're not.
But I rap every chance I get when it's a good time to embarrass my child or my children.
I mean,
They're mortified by it.
they must know how cool you are, and that, we've never really talked about this, but that's like to have you, and you're not Marky Mark anymore, but you were Marky Mark, and to look at like posters of you in your underwear, and that's like, that's my dad, that they must see that that's cool.
Yeah, my sons would think that's really cool. I just had this horrible long hair for Transformers.
Right.
And my son was literally trying to rip it out. He was mortified. And I'm like, dude, it's for work. He's like, Dad, cut it off. And then one day my wife put it in a ponytail, and he like just literally ripped it off. Yeah.
Was it a piece? How can you rip your hair off?
No, he didn't. He wasn't able to completely rip it off, but he attempted to, physically.
Well, he has some problems, that man.
Yeah, but it
Try
was
to
at
rip
my
your hair
expense.
out.
Yes.
Wow. All right, we have to take a break, and we'll talk about the movie, which is so good. It's,
Okay.
God, I hope everybody goes to see this movie. It's amazing. We'll be right back. That's Mark Wahlberg in Patriots Day. I have to be honest, it was really hard. I wanted to watch it because you were on the show. I wanted to watch it because I thought it was important, but I was really scared to watch it. I thought it was going to be too hard to watch. It's done really, really well, and you learn so many things that I had forgotten about. That they were on their way to New York after that, and the guy in the car that they kidnapped, and like there are just other little things that you go, oh yeah, and it's done really well.
Well, thank you. It's one of those things where obviously it was this horrific tragedy, but so much hope and inspiration came from it. And even when showing the movie in Boston, I knew it would be extremely emotional. But the strength and resiliency that my community showed, and the amount of love and positivity that comes from this movie, it's really, really inspiring. And we live in a world where unfortunately a lot of bad things are happening, but there's so much more good, and good will always win, and love will always conquer. So that message needs to be out there as often as possible.
Yes, it will.
But also the stories, because you think you see on the news, but to see how heroic Danny Mang was, and to really get to know Patrick and Jess and all these people, and really understand what happened and what it took to kind of, bring these guys down. And, we're really nice people, but if you mess with us, it's a problem. And good is always going to win.
Yeah, and Boston is such a great city. It's a community. It's like most cities. There is a bond, but Boston Strong is a real statement. And that shootout that happened, that you go, oh my God, because Portia was like, did it really come to that? And it did. It was that much of a shootout, right?
Yeah, and it was in a very small town. I mean, these guys had pipe bombs and pressure cookers, and they were planning on going to New York, to Times Square, to attack New York, and got into a gunfight in a very small neighborhood on a very small street with police officers who had never fired their weapon in line of duty. It was scary stuff.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so well handled for the policemen and everyone involved, but the storyline was so well handled by you.
It was my hometown,
Yeah.
And it needed to be handled with sensitivity and respect. And I've always been proud to be a Bostonian, mostly because of our great sports accomplishments, but to see men and women from all walks of life step up and redefine the term hero, it really made me proud to be a Bostonian in a way that I had never felt before.
You should be. You should be. You did a great job. That's great. Patriots Day is playing in select theaters in select cities now. It opens everywhere Friday. We'll be back. Well, Mark, I know it's, well, go ahead. I don't want to stop them. That's going to be bottled inside unless they get it all out. It's June, so it's a long way away, but that Super Bowl must have been so exciting for you. Well, depressing and then exciting for you.
Stressful more than anything. It's always stressful. I'm a diehard Patriots fan, and I'm not a good loser, that's for sure. So I have had many instances where they lost in my house, and I kicked people out and cursed at my wife, and thank God Valentine's Day is right after the Super Bowl. So you can buy an expensive gift, and then I'm allowed back in the house.
So, well, they don't lose that often. I mean,
Not lately, thank
yeah,
God. As long
yeah.
as the Giants aren't involved, we have a chance of winning.
Oh, is that right?
We lost to them twice. Yeah,
Oh,
so.
I didn't know. I think I'm now a Patriots fan because Bob Croft, the owner, has told me I need to be, because he asked who my teams were, and I said the Packers and the Saints, and he goes, well, that's on the other side.
The NFC, yes.
Right, I don't know the...
Well, we're glad we didn't see the Packers because I think Aaron Rodgers would have sealed the deal there. We were down 25 points, but my son, it's inherent in him. He has the same genes as me, so he now is a diehard fan. He's 8 years old. We're only down a touchdown, and he started dropping F-bombs. So not ooh, but he started dropping F-bombs like it was no big deal. And my wife had never been to she'd never been to a professional football game. This is her first game.
Oh, really?
So I knew it was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Either way, even if they won, I'd get drunk, I'd get in trouble. If they lose, I'd curse somebody out, I'd get in trouble. So it was a no-win situation for me. But we started losing. He was having a meltdown, hyperventilating. So we said, you know what the best thing to do is? Get out of here. They started coming back. Everybody thought, oh, they were losing, so I left.
Right.
But we got back. We saw them tie the game and win the game. So I was actually in my hotel room. We were able to celebrate, get to bed, get out of Texas at 5 o'clock in the morning so I could be at Pebble Beach at 8:30 to play golf, which is very important, high on the priority list. Not for me. I mean, not for my wife, but for me.
For you, yes.
But it was incredible, just to see them come back like that, and now 5 championships. I think it's pretty hard to argue Tom Brady being the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, he's
as
pretty-
well as Coach Belichick. So.
He's pretty great.
Yeah.
So is Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is a good golfer. Well,
He is a good golfer.
He didn't play as well at Pebble Beach this year. Did you?
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played horribly.
When you were at the Super Bowl, though, we did a tape piece and we sent Andy there, and he ended up. Yeah, I know. Did you not enjoy him slapping your ass?
Well, I let it slide because he's cool with you, but it was
We have to show the clip because Andy got carried away.
Ellen, you're the best.
All right, and here's what he taught me. Professor. That's how you let people know they did a good job out on the field.
All right,
Dude, slapped Wahlberg's ass.
My wife is okay.
That's 2.
Take care of it. Thanks.
Yeah. He got carried away.
I had a picture of you. I was holding that.
Yep.
I kissed you a couple times. I was telling you how much I love you, and so I let that slide.
Well, that was really sweet. I saw that, and I hardly noticed him slapping your ass because I thought that was sweet. You were kissing my picture.
He's a locker room guy. He's into that sort of thing.
No, he's not.
He's not?
No. He's the furthest thing from that.
Well, I don't know.
So your kids you said they're into the game as much as you are. Do they play sports?
They do. They play. My oldest son plays tackle football. He played last year. It was his first season. They're going to both play flag this year and play tackle this year. But I am now officially the assistant coach.
Oh, no.
In the football league of Brentwood.
That's not going to be good for anybody.
Why not?
I can see that you would get very worked up.
My wife had the same reaction.
And your daughter is now going into high school.
Yes.
And she picked an all-girls high school.
Thank God.
Which does that make you happier? Girls get into trouble too,
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm okay with that. It's the little twerps that come around that are,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my little girl. She's going into high school, and she got into both schools that she applied, but she wanted to go to the all-girls school. And my wife at first thought it was a bad idea because my wife gets along with guys better than girls, and she was like, girls get too catty, and it's going to be troublesome. But then we realized, you know what? Let's pick our poison. Let's put her in an all-girls school, and we have at least a couple more years. We can kind of protect her. It's a nice little safe environment.
Well, good.
So yes, I'm happy about that.
And you went to, first of all, I would give anything to see footage of this, a daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah, we go every year. So but it was our last year for me with both of my girls because she's graduating. So.
But Mark, you got to realize, I mean, there's no other dad that's going to get on the floor and dance the way you would dance with their daughter. I mean, that's a very cool thing that they're dancing.
All just kind of, you just hold their hand and you just move like that.
Oh, I doubt.
It's not.
I doubt.
We did want to choreograph a couple moves, but they weren't into it. So, I'm kidding, by the way.
Yeah.
No, they just go and hang out with their friends. We get a picture, but I think if my oldest daughter, she won't be there next year. I think my youngest daughter will then dance with me again, so she won't have to worry about being embarrassed.
I want to see footage of that.
I'll get you some footage.
I'd like to see it. I think we'd all like to see that. I mean, you know.
It is a very special thing.
I bet.
Really,
All right.
sweet.
We're going to take a break. More with Mark after this. We'll be back. We're back with Mark Wahlberg, and that was a clip from Transformers the last night. And what is this one about?
This one is kind of like a man on the run story where, you know, I've basically, in order to protect my daughter, I kind of leave her and go off on my own, and I'm being pursued by every different agency under the sun. And then I get approached by Sir Anthony Hopkins' character, and he basically puts me with this woman who's a professor from Oxford, and obviously we have nothing in common, but there's a lot of humor comes from that. And we basically have to kind of figure out the mythology and the history of where Transformers come from and why they are, and kind of bring them back together.
And you shot in London.
Yes, we shot all over. We shot in Arizona, Detroit, London, Iceland, Namibia.
Wow.
But everybody seemed to be really excited about going to Stonehenge.
I would be too.
Why? It's just a couple of rocks. Like,
yeah, just
laying there.
a couple of rocks.
I was excited. I was like, cool, what are we going to see? And then
I mean,
there it is.
Isn't that magnificent? Don't you wonder how that happened? That's pretty amazing.
I think, you know, a bunch of people, you know, got forced to lift them up and lay them on top of the other ones. And I think, you know, you could probably do that right there in Van Nuys somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we could now, yes. You're right. We could do that now. No, that's pretty amazing.
Probably make them out of styrofoam so you wouldn't have
exactly. It would have been lighter had they done that then, yes.
Yeah.
So you filmed in Michigan.
Yes.
I saw this picture. This is, no, that's not it.
That is at a lake in Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, I know you work out all the time, but you just had a birthday 2 days ago, is that right?
46.
46 now.
Yeah. That's all CGI. They do that when they do the robots.
That is not. You wake up at 5 in the morning or something like that. I know you do. And so does that number bother you? Do you mind aging?
No, not really. I think, you know, I realized a long time ago that, look, I'm a dad. I embrace that, getting older. You know, I love spending time with my kids and my wife. That's the most important job that I'll ever have. It's not easy, but it's the most, certainly the most gratifying. You know, there's nothing better than, you know, spending time with your families.
You're a good guy. You're a really good guy. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna show you Mark with some kids not giving good advice. We'll be back.
I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it.
It's new furniture.
Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
It feels great.
It's comfortable, right?
Is it pleather?
It is pleather.
Pleather.
How did you know that?
We have all pleather furniture in our house.
Yeah? Yeah. You could, it's fine pleather.
It's fine pleather.
Yeah.
This is fine Corinthian pleather.
It is fine pleather. Mark, you're not saying anything. Do you not like it?
I'm just waiting for you to deliver something to my house.
Yeah? Do you want some stuff?
It's nice because this perfect temperature combats the heat outside, and it's a nice cooling feeling.
It feels so nice in here, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. Feels really nice in here.
Yeah.
You two are hilarious together, and it's an unlikely pairing, which makes it so great. And I think I'm responsible for the two of you being together, because I was hosting the Oscars when the two of you met, right?
We kind of met from afar. When we were singing that song.
Do you not remember?
No, I do remember that. And you know what? He always
yeah.
takes credit for giving me a comedy career, but it was you. You discovered me.
Oh.
Did I?
My love.
Oh. I think you did.
I'm not paying you 50% of my salary anymore. I'm giving it to Ellen.
Thank you very much. But he's hilarious, but you kind of called him out, and it turns out he's, right?
Yeah.
You know what was amazing? Is I met a lot of people. I wanted to do comedy. There were comedic elements to some of the performances that I had done, but every time I met with somebody, they weren't the like funny, kind, cool people that, you know, you saw them on screen. So when I met Will, And Adam was like 5 minutes into the conversation, they were like, oh, we might want to do this thing with you. I said, I'm in. They said, well, we haven't even told you the idea yet. I said, I don't care, I'm in. And then they told me the idea for the other guys.
And then you said no.
No, I didn't say no.
He
I
was
said,
in. He was in from the beginning.
Because he's actually
He's just such
really...
a sweet, kind guy.
I
He just
know.
enjoys making people laugh. You know?
Yes.
So it's the process is also
you,
fun.
Mark.
You're saying that most comedians are angry?
Dark. I wouldn't say angry, but I would say dark.
No,
There's
I-
like this weird tension between you and Will right
Yeah.
now. It's like this competitive
we're-
thing.
We love each other.
Exactly.
That's a lie. That is a bold-faced
No.
lie. It is.
We love each other so much, he lives in my house.
Yep, I actually do.
Yeah.
Ellen's old house.
Yep. No,
It's still standing,
but it
by
is
the way.
it is rare. I know what you mean because a lot of comedians are very dark, like you said, and he is a very sweet, down-to-earth guy. And
I'm just loving this interview.
yeah,
There's only
I
one?
would imagine you to be the dark one, and yet
He's not.
You're not. You're
Yeah.
like a softie.
Thank you.
And you know what else I've learned about Mark?
What?
Over the years? He doesn't ever sweat. Yeah. Because we've done
sweats
interviews together,
profusely.
and all of a sudden I'm just break out sweating profusely, and Mark just goes, "What's going on? You okay? Is there a problem?" I'm like, I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't work out,
That's why.
and I eat a lot of beef jerky, and that may be.
That may be why.
Contributing to
so
the
any
problem.
exertion at all makes
Oh,
you
it
sweat.
just,
That's,
yeah.
Now you have 4 kids, right?
Yes.
And you have 3. And do they know each other? Are they like around the ages that they'd hang out?
Well,
I found some disturbing news today.
About his kids?
Well, about his oldest boy, who I
Yeah.
thought was a lovely lad until I realized that he is in some sort of form of communication with my oldest child.
In what form? In what form?
they're following each other on Instagram.
But what I don't understand is how come my daughter's on Instagram when I've had her phone for 45 days?
Oh, she was on there.
how
I
is
saw
she
the
on
yeah, I saw the picture.
You saw what?
No, I just saw a picture of like.
You know what? In actuality, as I thought about it, I have come to understand that it's inevitable that she will be with somebody.
Right.
And so if it could be somebody like Will, I would be happy.
Wow.
I know that she's in good hands.
That's his name, Will, your son?
No, Magnus.
Magnus.
Because you
And
said,
if you think
said,
I sweat, oh
No.
my God. Magnus sweats.
No, but you,
Well,
Already
if he's
at
coming over to
13,
my
he's-
house, we're gonna wrap him in saran wrap.
No, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy?
He's a good boy. Yeah.
is he?
I mean, well, he, other than the fact that he likes to purchase knives on the internet, he's a good boy. He bought.
You better come to my
he
house
bought
with more than
couple
a knife,
knives,
I'll tell
some
you.
pocket knives.
Yeah.
But
they weren't pocket knives.
They were hunting knives. Yeah. and we
So he just ordered them on Amazon.
just ordered on Amazon.
Do you
and-
know that?
Yeah.
I just found that out.
Yeah.
So keep your cutlery locked up
Yeah.
if he comes over.
Yeah.
To
Maybe
hang
you
out.
don't want her hanging out with Magnus. I mean, other than that, he seems like a sweet boy, though.
Other than that,
yeah.
he's a very sweet
Yeah. All right. What's your daughter's name?
Ella.
Ella. You should check your Amazon account as well, because if he's getting knives, maybe that's how they met, is on the knife account.
We got an Amazon issue too, but it's not knives.
What are they buying?
Bathing suits, random stuff.
Do they have credit cards? How do they
No,
buy
they
it?
just get the account number.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, right? Did they get the password, the account number? He doesn't want to get into it. Okay.
Oh, have a little fun today. We'll be right back. We're back with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, who does not sweat, we've learned. And they are in Daddy's Home. The first Daddy's Home was a huge hit, right? Like huge.
It's the highest grossing movie ever. No, that I've done.
Really?
It's my biggest movie.
Wow.
Mark has bigger ones.
Yeah.
but-
That's amazing.
We're not it's not
It's
a
not
competition.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got a lot of big ones.
So the new one.
Big. You know, Ted. Ooh.
I know. Sorry.
In the new, what's happening in the new one?
The new one is we kind of pick up the story. Mark and I are co-dadding together. We've kind of you get to see our lives in motion as we share carpool and coaching and sleepovers and things like that between all the kids, and it's the holidays again, and it turns out that Mark's dad's, unbeknownst to him, is coming to visit him. And my dad is coming. So we have our two dads now in the mix.
So your dad is John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
And your dad is Mel Gibson.
Yes.
And so we have a trailer. Your father is coming to the airport. Okay. Very funny.
Funny stuff.
So you and your daddy are very close. There's the mouth-to-mouth kiss there.
Right, we're very...
Lots of mouth-to-mouth.
Like, how many takes did you do?
Well, we did a lot of takes of kissing, but then even when we weren't on camera, we still would kiss.
You would.
I know when I can start getting under Will's skin a little bit, and I'm like, John, I think it's time for a kiss. And like, they're not even in a wardrobe yet. And John is like, well, sure. Brian, come here. And he's always just right full on making out.
Hey, y'all have a little surprise for the audience, don't you?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Each member of the audience will get 2 tickets to the premiere of Daddy's Home Tour.
Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, and since you're both dads in real life, you probably help your kids with homework, I would assume, or
Absolutely.
Right? A little bit.
Yes.
You probably. I would see you doing that. Will does. You do. All right. We thought we'd play a little game. It's called Does Daddy Really Know Best? All right. So you two will be a team. Let's bring out our other contestant from A.E. Wright Middle School. Please welcome 11-year-old Zachary Rifkin.
Watching you, boy.
Back off, back off, back off.
Don't play no games, boy.
Hi.
He's not joking.
Hi, Zachary.
And you guys think you'll win. That's funny.
Hey.
All right. So,
You ready, Zachary?
hi, Zachary.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, leave the money in your pocket. So, do you know these guys? You know their movies?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
movies do you know?
I know Daddy's Home. I know Elf.
Right.
I
Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights? Boogie Nights.
know. Yeah, I know that one. No, I don't. I don't know that one. No.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's all I know.
All right, well, that's all right. And do you think you're going to win? You think you're smarter than them? Okay, all right.
You look smarter than us, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
How do you do in school? Pretty well?
I do pretty well. Yeah, I'm a straight A student.
Oh, good. That's good. All right, so you can get behind your
go.
podiums,
Okay.
and I will ask
Hey.
the questions. All right. Now, you can see you may have to write something down. You may
Well,
not.
that's your department.
All right.
You're
We're
on
both
the buzzer?
lefties, though. Yes.
All right, here we
I won't
go.
be buzzing anything.
Two of the biggest stars on the planet are Will and Mark. What is the 7th planet from the sun? Yes, Zachary.
Neptune.
Uranus.
Yes, it is.
Hey, yours. You hear what he said about you? He said,
All right.
up Uranus. Man,
Here we
this
go.
kid is just
1 to
so
0.
talented.
Here we go.
Wow.
How many legs does a butterfly have?
Oh, when I...
Yes, Will.
Dude, you scared me, man.
How many legs does a butterfly have?
Can you repeat the question?
You know when I hit a shot and it lands real soft on the green, just a little spin back, I said land like a butterfly with sore feet.
How
4.
many? No. Zachary.
6.
That's right.
Yeah, get that fired up. So.
Are you looking stuff up?
I'm
or you...
asking Siri a
Okay,
couple
good.
of questions.
Let's see if Siri is as fast. Here we go. A heptagon is a shape with how many sides?
7.
That's right.
Yes! We got a heptagon.
Enjoy it while you can. That's the only one you get.
Hey, we got a heptagon, boy.
All right. Zachary's getting
Boy,
cocky.
you
He's
got a
saying,
heptagon?
enjoy.
You
All
got
right.
a heptagon? Huh?
I got one.
I'm gonna turn you into a heptagon after this is over.
How many bones are in a typical adult human's body? Zachary.
206.
That's right. As Gwen Stefani once said, this blank is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, spell bananas backwards.
I thought you said the word.
No.
That's the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say because there's a kid here.
But you just said.
You said
You said
I said.
now you said times 4.
My mom talks like a truck driver, and I
Really?
have a 15-year-old sister.
So you're fine. Okay. you're cool.
Mom,
All right. Spell bananas backwards, Will.
Aerospace engineers are foul
Write it
mouthed
out and
group,
then
just
just
so you
say
know. S-A-N-A-N-A-B.
That's right. 3-2. Who starred in the movie The Other Guys?
Sam Jackson, Dwayne Johnson, and Will Ferrell.
And Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. All right.
It's all tied up.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We're back on track.
Okay.
What is 4/7 plus 1/16? Zachary.
112. Something 112.
T112.
It's 71 112.
That's right.
Hey, I gotta give it to you on that one, man. I'm on your team now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come on your team. Can I come on your team?
Daddy's Home 2 is in theaters November 10th. We'll be right back. And now it is time to play a brand new game called On Your Mark. So this is the mark. We've not played this game before, but this is the mark. It's sad. It's wimpy. It's like we're not committing to this game, clearly. We need a sturdier mark. We need like some kind of sturdier. Can we get a stronger mark out here? Somebody? Yeah, that's a stronger mark right there. That's what I meant.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
It's good to see you. And you're wearing clothing.
Yes.
You've been posting
The
a
odd
lot of. I've been noticing a lot of shirtless photos that you're posting. I
Yeah.
like it. I mean, but have you seen the? You should be tanner if you don't have. Shouldn't you have more color on your chest?
That was like my first day at the beach.
That's better. Now because you're working out like crazy right now, right?
I was.
What's on your hand? What are you doing?
Those are gloves.
What? Oh, from like weightlifting?
I was in the gym, yes.
Uh-huh.
Some of that was promoting performance-inspired nutrition, but I've been training for $6 Billion Man, which is a movie I've been developing for a long time.
Right.
So I have to be in shape for that movie.
6 billion, yeah. If you're $1 billion man, you're in good shape. But 6 billion.
Yes. So, but now the movie, we're trying to get it perfect. So hopefully by Monday we'll have a start date again and we'll be back on track.
You always have great projects. I tell you that all the time. I like all the movies that you're in, so I'm sure it's going to be great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
How does your family feel about? Because you have kids. Do they like that? I mean, most kids don't have dads that have bodies like this. They must know that their dad. This is not a dad bod. This is.
My daughters get very annoyed by the pictures.
Really?
Very annoyed. Yeah.
They'd be lucky to find a guy that has a body like that.
I get dad put a shirt on all the time.
Really?
Even when I have a shirt on. If I have one shirt,
Put another
they'll
shirt
say,
on.
Put another shirt
yeah.
on. Yeah.
No, really, they have to know that. I mean, they know. They have friends that have dads that don't look like you. I mean.
Well, at first they like it. Oh, they don't like it when I scare the boyfriend. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Dad, can you come see me at school? Because they want me to come and scare the boyfriend.
Right.
So.
You can't win.
Exactly.
You just can't win. Now, when you're on vacation like that looked like you were on vacation, right?
Yes.
Because you get up, do you still get up at 3 a.m. to work out?
I woke up today at 5:30.
Okay. Oh, you're sleeping in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, like, because you're not on your start date anymore. But when you were working out, what time do you get up?
Did about 2 o'clock.
2.
2.
So when you're on vacation like that, and you thought you had the same start date, what time do you get up on vacation?
2.
Really?
Yeah, I'll work out, then I'll go play golf, and then I'm back before anybody even wakes up.
Right, but then what time do you go to bed?
7. 6:30, depending.
6:30?
If I'm gonna get crazy, I'll stay up till 7:30.
Wow. You are boring with the, I mean, like, no one gets to hang out with you.
Well, get up. You know what? My wife started getting up a little bit earlier, and she just couldn't sleep for whatever reason. She was jet lagged because we were on the East Coast. She came back, and we're sitting in the kitchen at 5 o'clock, and it's just me and her. I'm like, this is great. Look,
Yeah.
we're getting to spend quality time together.
Because she's jet lagged.
And she just kind of walked back out of the room.
Right.
And
So you said, how old is your oldest daughter?
14.
14. And she's in high school.
Yes.
And what's that? Yes. How's that going?
You know what? The other day I got a hug.
Oh.
I got a hug. Took my 2 daughters to Matahita, got a hug. Then I tried to go in for a little more, you know, like, hey, what's going on? What are we gonna do next week? And just stop, Dad.
Oh.
I love you. Shut up, Dad. Well, we had a great time. Did you have a great time? Dad, enough, Dad. Be quiet, Dad. And then the voice raises, and I
Wow.
had a little chuckle, though, because I still got the hug.
Yes. And why did you get the hug? What did you do to get a hug?
She was just off guard for a second. I didn't do anything special.
You
She
snuck
just
in?
slipped up for a second.
Yeah.
She didn't realize it till like mid-hug.
Oh. That's sweet, though.
Yeah.
That's sweet that you love your daughter so much. All right, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about this new movie and other things.
Yeah.
Because you're here, so we should.
I'm excited.
All right, we'll be back. All right. What's happening in this?
What's happening in this? Actually, we're in a third world country, and I'm basically an Overwatch agent, a little above the CIA, and I basically, when there's an uprising, these guys have to kind of handle something. When the military's not working, diplomacy's not working, they send these guys in, and this is the type of thing where it's not no man left behind, it's any and every man left behind. So.
And it's your 4th movie with Peter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so Ronda Rousey is in this.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda Rousey was on the show, and this is what she did to Andy. He wanted to see if he could, and this is.
Why would he do this?
I don't know why.
This is a
but
bad
she
idea.
just threw him right
roll
down.
Of the
She
hip
just.
and oh.
Yeah. And then he kept trying to get up, and she wouldn't let him up.
Well.
Did y'all do that? Did you and Rhonda do that?
Why would I do that with
Yeah.
her? Yeah.
And so you have a new project. What's the new project?
Oh, so I've been trying to figure out cool ways to get my kids to be interested in science, technology, engineering, things like that, mathematics, which is the worst. So I was thinking about what made me interested in school was Captain Kangaroo. So which ran for 30 years, like 50 seasons. We are bringing back a cool STEM scientist as Captain Kangaroo. So we brought you a Captain. Nobody in this room knows who Captain Kangaroo is.
Yes, they do.
But look at this jacket. Not suggesting that you be the captain,
No.
but that somebody as cool as you can one day wear that jacket.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, that's what he wore all the time.
See, I don't know if that we need somebody a little younger, a little
Yes,
cooler and hipper.
with a different haircut, but no one questioned that haircut. He wore that. That was
For a
the
long
hair
time.
for a long time, and we still liked him. And yeah, that was quite a haircut he had. That's so cool that you're doing that.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be a morning show for kids?
You know what? We don't know when it's going to air yet, or where it's going to air. It's still in its infancy, but we are making it
But you got the
happen.
rights.
Yes, and
That's
we're very, very
fantastic.
excited about it.
Thank you so much. And when it's on the air, I'll wear this for you to come talk about it.
Nice.
All right, yeah.
I like that.
All right.
I like seeing you in that jacket.
I know, I'll try it on. Mile 22 opens in theaters August 3rd. We'll be right back. Mark Wahlberg. Mark. Which reminds me, it's time for a brand new season 16 segment. It's called Let's Bring Mark Wahlberg Out Here Right Now. So let's bring Mark Wahlberg out here right now. Mark.
Wow. How are you?
I'm good. It's a brand new segment. So when we say let's bring Mark Wahlberg out here right now, you've got to be here.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
It may happen
Find a
often.
Spot behind the bush over there.
Right? You want to stay in my bushes?
I have a reclining chair. It'll fit right behind there.
Really?
I have one that I travel with on the movie sets. So I just fall asleep anywhere.
Can you fall asleep like that just out of nowhere?
I'm pretty good at falling asleep. You know what? I wake up so early and I'm always so tired that it's just like, yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm trying not to fall asleep now. I promise I won't, because the energy and the excitement in here is so good I won't fall asleep.
That'd be rude.
Yes, it would
You're
be.
very rude.
But it wouldn't be intentional.
yes. No, it wouldn't be intentional.
So therefore, it might
But
not
a
be
lot of people
perceived as
have
being rude.
narcolepsy, so what are the odds of a guest actually falling asleep when I'm talking to them? It may happen someday.
I just hope it's not me.
I hope it's not. I would throw water on you. I would wake you up by throwing water on you.
That would be rude.
No.
If I fell asleep and it wasn't intentional, how could it be rude?
How do I know it's not intentional?
How do you know I'm not narcoleptic?
How do you know that I don't know that you are? All right,
Let me
let's
check
talk.
the temperature of the
let's
water.
talk about.
All right,
it's not gonna be that cold.
I can handle that.
Let's do. Yeah, because you got it in cold water. I want to. First of all, let's talk about the. It's a 47-day challenge.
I got talked into doing this 4 a.m. kind of 47-day challenge as a 47-year-old man trying to get in shape for a movie that I'm supposed to start, but the start date keeps changing, so I may be working out for nothing. But yeah, I'm kind of like 30-some-odd days into this challenge.
But I thought you already woke up at 4 a.m.
I did, but then I started drinking wine and eating pasta, and I took 5 months off, and yeah, see, that's now. See, that's not
Do you have
fun.
a self-propelled?
That's in a garage on vacation.
Yeah, that's not a good gym.
No, that's
No, I know you have a better gym than that.
that's at home.
That looks hard. Is that at home too?
Yes.
Okay, that's your house. Look at the rack of what's the heaviest weight as far as a
Dumbbells?
Yes,
Like
a dumbbell.
120 pounds.
You can do a 120-pound curl?
No, I didn't say that. There's just,
Oh,
you can come over and join the 4 a.m. club anytime.
I will never do that.
No pressure.
No, I will never do that. All right, we have to. Your segment is almost over.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're going to come back for, like as a regular guest, but this little let's bring Mark Wahlberg out now. That's only a 1-minute segment. So we'll come back and then we'll do a regular segment.
Can we do it over?
No. We'll be back.
You have to cover your nipples as well because they will start to really freeze and whatever else could happen. But it actually.
What about your stuff? Okay, so we're back with Mark Wahlberg, and who works out a lot, and it's evidence. You just look at you, and you can see that. But I know you do something that's is it a cryo? What is it called?
Oh, the cryo chamber.
Cryo chamber.
You have to try it. Yes.
I want to know. First of all, you didn't have one, so you got in freezing cold water when you were on vacation, right?
Yeah.
So how freezing is that water?
It's like 50-something degrees. You'll watch if I go a little further, see it starts getting really uncomfortable right around that level. It's like 55 degrees, but the cryo chamber is like 150 below zero. You go in for 3 minutes, but you can move around, you can listen to a song, and it really it helps with your recovery, takes all the lactic acid,
I'm sorry,
inflammation.
say the temperature again?
It's 150 below in the cryo chamber.
That's
That's
not
like 55
That's
degrees.
not true. You cannot be in 150 below temperature.
Well, that's what they're selling me. Yeah, and you can only go in for 3 minutes. You go in, you have a mask on, gloves, socks, a hat. But yeah, you go in for 3 minutes.
So that's all you have? No underwear, no other things? You just
I have a pair of underwear on. Yes, there it is. That's the cryo chamber. That's a real thing.
All right, and so you go in. How do you not get frostbite?
Well, we went in the water. There's one in Columbus, Ohio, which we can get to later, where you actually have to cover your nipples as well because they will start to really freeze and whatever else could happen. But it actually...
What about your stuff?
It just shrivels up a little bit. It's okay. It comes back to normal. But I'm telling you, it is great for recovery, and it just takes all the inflammation out of your body. It helps you sleep good.
Wow.
You should try it.
So let's talk about all the different ways that you're investing your money. Very wise, by the way. You're spreading it out in lots of different ways. So you bought a car dealership in Ohio.
Yes, Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. What made you want to number one, buy a car dealership, and then why there?
Well, we have a restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio. We're opening in Columbus, Ohio. I love working. I have a lot of business in the Michigan area, the Ohio area, and it was just a great opportunity that we had discovered. My partner, Jay Feldman, is from Michigan. He's one of the biggest car dealers around there. I was a car salesman when I was younger. I was a mechanic in training.
Okay, so, and how long has it been open?
We've been open for a couple of months now.
How's it doing?
It's doing great. We just gotten, I think we're like 197 on the top 250 auto dealerships
All
in
right.
the country.
Well, let's make it like #1. Let's do a,
That's the goal. I like the way you
yeah.
think.
Why do
You
something?
should be my partner.
Next time you invest in something, let's do it together.
Absolutely.
All right? But here's what I want to do to help you out. We're going to do a car commercial that we wrote, and you'll just say the lines that you see on the camera, and just don't ask any questions, and then we'll do a car commercial, and then you buy the airtime and stuff. We're not going to do that. And then we help raise awareness.
I love it.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
This is actually funny. It's really funny.
Ready? All right.
I'm ready.
Yeehaw! I'm Ellen DeGeneres.
And I'm Mark Wahlberg.
And we're here to tell you to come on down to Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet, Central Ohio's largest inventory of new Chevys.
Oh, yeah, come on down. That's right. I got a ton of cars for you to test drive, everything from Camaros to Silverados.
Hey, do you sell Zambonis?
Due to the high demand, we are currently sold out of Zambonis.
Well, I'll tell you what he does sell. This 2018 dump truck. This is not a joke. He actually sells a dump truck.
I sure do. And imagine all the things that you could do with that beauty, Ellen.
You could dump gravel.
Dirt.
Or a mixture of gravel and dirt. And if you buy it now, Mark's going to throw in something for free.
What? We don't give anything for free. Oh, no, I will. That's right. You'll get a copy of Ted 2 or Transformers 4, Blu-ray or DVD.
Your choice. And get this, all of Mark's cars come equipped with a steering wheel and 4 tires.
Wow. With great deals like that, I don't know how to afford to feed my Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll give them some free Wahlburgers.
Stop by anytime and Mark will personally sell you a Chevy. You'll be there, right, Mark?
In spirit, yes.
All right. Tell them where you're located.
3900 Broad Street in Columbus, Ohio.
Just, okay,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
just a half-mile east of Westland Flea Market.
It's a little closer than that, but come on down to Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet. We'll suit you up. Maybe get you one of these hats.
You'll be glad you did. We're gonna watch the movie after this. We're back with the very lovely Mark Wahlberg. So this new movie, which I loved, it's really, really sweet. It's called Instant Family.
Yes.
It's got a great cast. Octavia Spencer, Tig Notaro, who I love,
She's
hilarious. And it's based on the director's real story.
Yeah, Sean Anders and his wife, Beth, he wrote and directed both Daddy's Home movies. They were becoming successful, and instead of, they were a little bit older, and it was like getting pressure about having kids, and he made an offhand comment about adopting, and she started looking into it. Next thing, not only did they adopt one child, but they adopted 3, and kind of thrust into this world of the unexpected, and one kind of like teenager, and it's an amazing true story. It's such a funny, sweet, heartfelt movie, and actually so proud of this movie. I can't wait for people to see it.
And it's testing very well, and the fact that it's based on a true story is really, really sweet. I looked at it and I was like, maybe I should adopt. I mean, it really does make you think about like helping people and kids out there. So sweet, so good. And I forgot to say, Rose Byrne, who is wonderful, plays your wife in it. It's really great. It's very, very sweet. Instant Family will be in theaters November 16th. I have a gift for you because it'll help you with the commercial. You have to air that commercial, all right?
Oh, I'm going to.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. I like it. We gotta turn it.
You're supposed to turn it.
There we go.
We'll be back. Hello, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Did you do the dab? Did I miss it when you walked out?
You missed it. I did a little dab.
It was a good one?
Just a little
I
dab.
think,
You know.
yeah.
I'm old school.
I would know. Of course you know how to dab. Hey, let's get down to business. Last time you were here, you have a car dealership. Where is it again?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. So he's got a car dealership there. I did a commercial to help him sell cars.
Oh,
It
wow.
got a lot of pickup.
Listen, first of all, we were #1 in the market, but then we ran out of key models, and we've now like fallen to like 3 last month and 2 this month. But we sold since October 277 new and used cars.
Because of me.
Because of us.
No, well.
We're great partners,
All right.
and
all
we're
right.
gonna buy a dealership together, you and I.
All right.
Maybe in Idaho. about
Okay.
that?
Let's do it.
All right, we're in.
Really?
I'll send you the paperwork.
I mean, Because it seems like you owe me a little bit of money just from that. Like you sold a lot of cars.
Well, I thought you were just helping me.
I am. And then you helped me.
Okay. All right. Let me figure out what my commission is, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you a percent.
All right. How many people work at that place? How many salesmen?
I don't know exactly how many salesmen and repair people, technicians we have. It's a 70,000 square foot building.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big
Yeah.
dealership.
And yet you ran
Are you
out of...
wanting a position?
Am I what?
Do you want to work directly for us and not just do commercials? Do you want an in-office job?
Yeah.
I got you. You're gonna be the general manager, because you are like...
That would be great.
You could sell snow to the people in cold places.
Oh, I love that expression. One of my favorites. But we'll talk about it, because I think we would be good partners in a car dealership.
I think it'd be smart to be partners with you in anything.
Oh, that's true. So let's do some more things. Hey,
Is anything gonna come out of here?
No. Your Red Sox won. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they now look. They're not real happy, but they like you, so they're supporting you.
Yeah.
Did you go to the games?
I didn't. I've been going to bed at 6:30, so I didn't even get to. I watched 3 outs of the first inning when they were playing Game 3, and I went to bed, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning in New York, and the game was on. I was, they're replaying the game. I was like, no, it's the 18th inning. But I'm pretty superstitious, so once I didn't watch and they won, I would just check the scores in the morning when I wake up.
Oh, you are superstitious.
Very superstitious.
Really?
Yeah.
In everything? Like...
Not in everything, but sports. Like if something's working, like me not watching is going to make them win, I could be a jinx at times.
Yeah. I doubt... I mean, it's nice that you think you're that powerful, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't either, but you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever works.
Yes.
So you had a bet with
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Yeah.
And so he lost. So
Yes.
what happened?
He had to come to Wahlberg's and basically do whatever my brother Paul told him. So Paul basically started him cleaning bathroom floors. He was cooking on the grill, flipping burgers, making drinks. But you know what? He was doing it at our Fenway Park location, and he really won over a lot of Red Sox fans, which is not an easy thing to do. And thank God I won the bet, because I went way overboard on what I was promising
What
to
were you
deliver.
going to do?
I made the mistake of saying that I would go and perform Good Vibrations in my underwear at Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
Thankfully, I don't have to deliver on that bet.
What
I don't
if-
think I would have been able to do it anyway.
Yeah, but you said you would. You can't just renege on
But then
it.
what if I sent him a car instead?
Yeah.
It's like,
He
here's
doesn't need a car.
Chevy Traverse.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I don't know, he's doing a lot of walking around all the time. I think
Yeah.
he needs a car.
He needs a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Good Vibrations. Last time you were here, I think we were playing it during a commercial break, and you said that it was your wife's birthday, right?
Yeah, our 40th, yeah.
Yeah. And they played that song, and they wanted you to sing that song, and you don't remember the lyrics.
I drank a lot of wine.
That's what it is.
Okay, it was an expensive party. It was like Post Malone was there. He was performing. I go to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is now like 3 in the morning, and I'm still going. I think, oh yeah, I'm the life of the party. And then all of a sudden they play the song, and I was just like, my wife was so embarrassed.
Well, it's a lot. Yeah.
It's very up tempo too. It's fast.
It's
and
fast.
I was a little slow.
At that time, yeah. At that time. All right, we're going to take a break, and you keep saying that because you get up early in the morning to work out, and I need to hear more about that, and if your kids are doing that. We'll be back. We're back with Mark Wahlberg, my partner, and so you work out. You're still doing, but when you were here last, you were working out, but then the movie was kind of put on hold.
Yeah.
But you kept. Then what's happening now?
We're now just past the halfway point. So what started out as a 47-day challenge has now turned into today's 105 days.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you look good. You look really good.
Well, thank you.
So do your kids work out with you? Who works out with you?
Every once in a while, they'll come down to the gym, like my daughter will come, and they'll just turn gym equipment into playthings and swings and stuff like that.
But are they athletic? Are they into sports?
Very athletic. Yeah. My sons play football, and my daughter is an equestrian. My older daughter, she's just into art.
Who's the equestrian? How old is she?
Grace, she's 8.
Does she jump?
She's jumping, yeah. She's starting to jump.
Scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really scary. She fell off the horse one day.
Yeah.
She's got right back up, though.
You get right back
and it's
on.
her life. It
Yeah.
keeps them away from boys. Just horses. Her whole life is
Yeah.
revolving around horses,
Yes.
which is great.
Okay.
Get that till 30, I'm very happy.
I understand that. Let me just explain something to you. They're very expensive. It's going to be a very expensive.
That's why I'm partnering up with you.
I see.
Sell cars.
All right, all right. So your daughter's 15.
Yes.
Is she taking the driver's license test?
She hasn't yet. She wants to start driving. I thought it would be a great idea to take her here and let her drive a golf cart around. Start with a golf cart
Yeah.
on the lot. It's pretty
Right.
safe. And then I'm like, I got to teach you in the minivan. She's like, I'm not driving a minivan. I'm like, well, you're not driving a Cadillac truck either where there's a big divider. I have to be able to reach the brake and
Right.
the gas and shut the car down.
Right.
So, but she wants a 1969 SL Mercedes. I'm like, you know how hard it's going to be to drive that car? A stick shift, too.
Well, you can learn.
Clunking around in a 19...
Not in LA, it's hard in a stick shift, but I like a stick shift. I just got one. I learned on a stick shift.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you some questions to see if you would pass. These are right from the DMV. All right. The California drivers. Do you have your license here in California?
I do.
You do. When did you get it?
When I was supposed to.
Okay. We're going to take a break, and then we'll do this, and we'll be back. We're back with Mark Wahlberg, and so she is on a horse, but she's going to learn how to drive a car,
Yeah.
which...
No, my youngest is
the
riding
youngest
horse.
is-
The oldest wants the Mercedes.
I see, okay. So these are questions from the California Driver Handbook, so we want to see how well you do.
Okay.
When parking parallel to the curb on a level street, your wheels should be A, they must be turned towards the street, B, must be within 18 inches of the curb, C, must touch the curb in the front or back.
Well, you can't be 18 inches away from the curb, and you can't be touching the curb, so it must be A.
You
Turn
are
towards the street.
incorrect. Then it would roll, yeah. You hear that?
Turn towards the curb.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I gotta check this one. Next question.
No,
please.
if you're on a downhill, then yes, turn towards the curb. You
Yes.
don't ever want it turning to the street. You'd go rolling down the street.
All right, who has the right of way when going up the hill? The person coming up the hill or the person going down the hill?
I don't know.
I do.
What is it?
The person, wait, let me figure this out. The person going up the hill has the right of way because it's far more dangerous to back up going down than it is to go up. I know that. I
Right.
got that question. It was probably the one question
Well,
I
here's
got
the
right when
thing.
I got my license.
Just let me ask the questions, all right? Just don't try to show off on one question you know.
No, I'm trying to avoid the question.
Yeah, I know. For safety, look down the road to where your vehicle will be in about A, 50 yards, B, 10 to 15 seconds, C, 3 car lengths.
Well, it has to be as close as possible. Close, medium, and far. So, yeah. You have to look straight the whole entire time. You don't look 10 feet, 15 feet, or just 50 feet. What if a cat runs out in front of you? You're gonna hit a kitty
I'm not gonna hit a kitty.
to avoid a tree?
I'm not gonna hit a kitty.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think so.
Right.
That's the answer.
The answer is 10 to 15 seconds. You don't want to look 50 yards away. What if the kitty's right here?
Well, that's what I
if
said.
the
It's
kitty
not
is...
10 or 15 feet. It depends on your watch could
Listen,
be stopped.
let's just talk about your movie.
Thank you.
Because clearly you're not going to answer any questions. All right, so it's called Instant Family, and it's such a sweet, feel-good film, and it's a true story.
Yes.
It's based on the producer, right?
The writer-director,
Okay.
Sean Anders.
Explain the movie.
He and his wife were becoming very successful, but they were getting a little older, getting pressure from their family to start their own family. And he kind of made an offhanded comment about, well, maybe we should just adopt a 5-year-old so I'm not like one of my friends' older dads who tries to play sports with us and always gets hurt. Next thing you know, his wife starts looking into it. Cut to, they don't adopt one, they adopt 3 siblings. And it all starts out like this great honeymoon period, and then reality sets in. They're like, oh my God, we got to get rid of these kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. My wife says that all the time. And then the next day she wants another one,
Yeah.
right? They then decide that, you know what? They love these kids so much that they're gonna fight to become a family and adopt them. And with so many kids and so many families being pulled apart and so many kids in need of a home, it's an amazing movie and couldn't be at a better time
Yeah.
because, you know, people need to go to a theater and feel good and reminded that the most important thing is family and love,
Yep.
and including people, and all becoming a family.
Yeah, it really is funny and sweet and. It's called Instant Family. It opens in theaters everywhere this Friday, and we're going to meet an incredible family when we come back. So there's a family in Athens, Georgia, whose story is a real-life version of Mark's movie, Instant Family. Earlier this year, a video went viral of the mom and dad telling their foster daughter that she was being adopted. Look at this.
All right, well, there's one more gift.
We have one more gift.
It's not from Grammy, but it's another gift.
I'm going to be adopted?
We love you, sweetheart. We'll always be your parents.
I love you so much.
Please welcome Paige, Daniel, and Ivy. Well,
Thank you.
You knew you were going to be here, but you didn't know that you were going to. This is Mark Wahlberg. There's Mark right there. Yeah. It's crazy because this is really the story. You heard about the movie, obviously. You can't wait to see it, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
yeah, we were like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, and it's not just Ivy, you adopted her siblings as well. So how long ago, how did this start? How long have you been a part of their family? You don't have to answer the question.
Yeah, so we knew we wanted to grow our family through adoption of some kind, but we had never ever considered foster care. We kind of had the approach that many people do, that, oh, I would get way too attached, my heart would be broken, you know, but then we had the chance to actually talk with someone who fostered, and they really challenged us on that. They said, you know, we're adults and we're the most equipped to deal with heartache, not children. And that kind of started us on the path to fostering.
Yeah, and then immediately when we got back home, we started looking into it, started doing some training. And at that time, we heard some staggering statistics. In our area, there were over 250 kids in foster care, and there were only 11 homes that were open.
Wow.
So that blew our minds, and we thought, well, we don't feel ready to be parents, but we're better than, you know, nothing.
And did you know you were going to adopt her from the start?
When our home opened up, we got a call about a little African-American boy, baby. His name was Kai. He's our middle son, and so yeah, we were just head over heels for Kai. But we also found out at that time about Ivy, and she was in a foster home, you know, down the road. So we started getting them together, and then shortly after that, we learned about Lita. Well, the birth mom was pregnant with Lita, and so Paige, at that moment.
So we got a call from the hospital, would we take Lita? And I said yes, but I didn't ask Daniel, I just kind of said yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Right. I knew he would say yes anyway. So we just had the two babies for a while and loved Ivy, but we weren't sure what direction the case was gonna go. But then when it started to go towards adoption, they asked if we would adopt all three. And of course we were like, yes. We love them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So
now, okay, here's, the little boy is Kai?
Yes.
Okay, so I heard that you go through training to be a foster parent. You finished your training on a Friday, and on Monday you got the call for him.
Yeah.
So you had to like go out and get everything? Like you had to get diapers and a bed and everything? Did you have anything?
Well, the good thing that we did have is at our church, they put a support team around us, actually. So we had, you know, people who were dropping by that night with diapers and toys and things like that. So,
Wow.
But yeah, we did not have, we had no experience, I'll tell you that. So.
Yeah, it is Instant Family. It's
Yeah.
the movie. All right, so Mark is not just here to listen to me talk to you. Mark has something to say.
Oh, yes. Well, on behalf of the movie Instant Family, we would love to donate a check to you guys for $25,000.
Oh my God.
All right, we have more with Mark after this. So you like the car?
Love the car.
Well, I happen to see the car that you're driving at home, so we figured. with Mark Wahlberg, Paige, Daniel, and Ivy. And Mark was just saying, this is going to inspire so many people to do this. I mean, there are so many kids just that need a foster family. But adoption is just so important too, because there's a lot of children out there that need homes, and you know, I mean, just look at the joy that you get to experience every single day on her face. It's just, and she's saying she feels so lucky because y'all are such good parents. So
We're the lucky ones.
yeah, really great. Okay, so the last time Mark was here, we filmed a commercial for his car dealership in Columbus, Ohio, which I was responsible for a lot of sales. And it went so well that we thought we would do another one, and we would put you as part of it. This gets a lot of pickup, so it'll help people, you know, go buy cars from him. All right, so let's go over here.
Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all are gonna get in. We're gonna get in the car, and we're gonna
You drive.
be here. Where are we?
We're up there, then you got jackets too.
All right.
Try to both get in this window at the same time.
Okay.
We want to sell the family experience here. This is a
Yeah.
family car.
It's really responsible to show a child driving, Mark. All right. Brr. Do you feel that chill in the air, Mark?
I sure do, Ellen. We need some more energy out of you, though. We're going to sell some cars.
There's snow on the ground and bourbon in my mug. So that can only mean one thing. It's cold here in Central Ohio.
Then you and I should heat things up around here, Ellen.
You're right. Let's look at this shirtless photo of you. And we can tell the good people of Ohio all about the hot deals at Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet.
Take that down now. All right. You're not gonna believe these prices, folks. I haven't seen numbers.
Energy.
I haven't seen numbers like this since my body fat percentage in this picture here.
Listen here, folks. We have to get every one of these cars a new home by Christmas Eve, and here's the good news. We've only got the perfect car for everyone here.
Keep drinking the bourbon. I'll handle the rest of it. Everybody on your holiday list. Now, there's something for your jealous sister.
Your cousin Linda and her roommate Shelly.
Wow. And don't forget Mom and Dad, who are going to need some more space now that they've adopted 3 amazing kids.
Look at this family right here, sitting in this pretty brand new 2019 Chevy Trax.
Now, folks, like I say to my wife, give me 1 honk if you like it and 2 honks if you love it.
Sounds like they love it. So come on down to Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet,
Located at 3900 Broad Street in Columbus, Ohio.
where our motto is, if you've passed the Chuck E. Cheese, you've gone too far. All right, come on out. Thanks for helping us make that commercial. All right.
That was awesome.
So you like the car?
Love the car.
Well, I happen to see the car that you're driving at home, so we figured you need a brand new car, so this is your brand new car.
Hey, you run it now, you can drive it.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
She smells so nice.
Oh,
Wow, what is that?
thank you. It's a little mixture I make.
Oh, it's lovely.
Thank you. Your birthday is coming up, right?
Yes.
When?
Next week.
Like
The week after. The 5th of
the
June.
5th, whenever that is.
When you get that old, you stop counting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That old, how old are you?
I'm gonna be 48.
48.
48.
You look great. You feel great, right?
I feel good right
You
now.
take care of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of myself now.
Now, what do you get for your birthday? You have lots of things, but do you give hints of things that you want from people?
I usually get asked what I want. It's always the same thing. It's sneakers or a bottle of wine or a watch. I was always admiring your watch collection, by the way.
I like watches. You like watches.
Yes.
That's a nice watch you have there.
That's a nice watch.
This is a nice
Yeah.
watch. I got you a watch.
No.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You know, she gets the best, most exclusive watches. Oh, nice. Nice, the calculator.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Does it have an in-the-glow light on it?
Yes.
That's actually, you know what, I'll wear a fancy watch every once in a while, but I always go.
Do you really like that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, fantastic.
This is lovely.
I thought I'll get you a Casio, and then, but you like it. That's great.
Oh, yeah, I can keep up with my brother.
The tiny little buttons, it's very hard to work, actually.
No, it's good. I got it already. I just
right.
set the date.
Did you really?
No.
No.
But I'll figure it out.
Very impressive.
I gotta get my glasses
Yeah, to have
on.
eyes. At 48, that's when you start needing. Do you wear glasses?
I started to wear glasses on a movie that I did last year, and then I was like, oh, I don't really need them anymore. And now, especially in the morning when I wake up and I do my whole routine, I'm reading my prayer book, I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? Then I'll splash water on my face. I'm like, nope, still got the same problem.
Yeah.
You know, sleep's out of my eyes, and it's just, so yes, I'm going to have to wear glasses for reading.
Yes, that's what I don't ever remember to bring them with me, but if I get to a restaurant and the menu, or it's too dark and I can't read the menu, I'm that person saying to Portia, do they have soup? Like, I can't see it, I don't read, so she's got to tell me what's on the menu.
Thankfully, I always go to the same place, and I always order the same thing.
Yeah, well, me too, usually, but if it's a new place.
Yeah.
That was my story. So what's going on? So you're celebrating your 10th anniversary with your wife.
Yes, August 1st.
And what are you going to do?
Oh, thank you. I think we're gonna go on a holiday early. We're gonna go like next week. I just shot a movie in Utah, so I was away for 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks. So we're gonna go on a holiday on our own, and then later in the summer, when the kids are out of school, we're gonna take the kids on a holiday.
Oh, that's great. So you're going off on your own soon.
Yes.
When you were away for 5.5 weeks, do you come back on weekends, or does she come to see you? It's a long time.
They came out for a week and a half for Easter break, and then I was coming home on weekends. It was in Utah, so it's only an hour and a half flight. But then we had a restaurant open in London, Wahlberg's open in London, so I had to go there for that. So I missed 2 weeks. We never go more than 2 weeks without seeing each other.
Yeah, good. Because that's hard.
Yeah, that's the one downside to my job. You know, I moved to LA to make movies, and I haven't made a movie in here in forever.
Yeah, because all the movies are all over the place instead of here. And you keep really, really busy, too.
I try to.
Yeah. The last time you were here, your daughter is 15?
Yeah, she's going to be 16 in September.
And we were talking about her driving.
Oh, my God.
I understand there was a little golf cart accident.
I figured, okay, what safer thing to do than like on a golf course, golf cart. We're in Hawaii. I took the boys to a trip to Montana, so I took the girls with their friends to Hawaii. And I said, okay, let's go out on the golf course and drive the cart. And she's, you know, hands up and all this. I'm like, this is a killing machine here. You have to be careful. And then all of a sudden, she's coming around a corner. It's all like lava rock. And she goes too fast. She kind of looks at me, chuckles, goes up on the lava, and then bails out of the cart and dives onto the lava. Thank God she had long pants on, but she still got scraped up, and she's looking at me like I did something wrong.
Yeah.
She literally crashed into the lava and then jumped out of the cart. And I was like, what are you doing, Dad? I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
And then she was a little freaked out, got her back in the cart, but safety is the most important thing, and especially distracted driving. It's one of the biggest causes of deaths in young people. You have to, everybody, put your phones away when you drive.
Absolutely.
I know I have to do the same thing. I'm bad, but it's like, I need to figure out a way to live.
But don't you have CarPlay, Apple CarPlay? It's everything.
What is that?
Don't look at me like that.
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what Apple CarPlay is?
Technology is not.
Do you know what our Apple CarPlay is? Everyone knows what it's.
See, it's like 50-50. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
All right.
It wasn't like an overwhelming amount of people. Everybody knew except me.
What kind of car do you drive?
I have a bunch of cars. I only promote Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet, but I have other cars.
Well, anyway, the point is, you get a car that has Apple CarPlay, and it would say Mark Wahlberg. It just would your name would come up, and I hit it, and then it says
Could I have
Mark
your number?
Wahlberg says.
I don't even have your number. I've been on the show 16 times, and I don't have your number.
All right. Ferrell says he has my number. Ferrell says, you know. But it reads out the text, and then it says, do you want to respond? And then you respond, so you don't ever take your eyes off the road. So, because texting is a very dangerous thing, so I agree with you. That's terrible. And let us know when your daughter's on the road, because none of us want to be on the road when your daughter's driving.
You know what? It's going to be a while. And I told her, I literally bagged groceries at Stop and Shop so I could pay to go to driving school. I got my
Not
permit.
recently.
No, but when I was a kid, I'm trying to motivate them to kind of do their own thing. I went, worked, got my license. I got my license, registered, bought a car, and registered it the same day.
Yeah.
I got it all done the same day.
Wait, But weren't you like Marky Mark when you were like 16 and 17? How old were you when you were Marky Mark?
Oh, 18.
Okay. So you were bagging groceries right before Marky Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always had that hustle.
Yeah, yes, you did, and you still have it. All right, we have to take a break. We'll be back, and we're going to talk about Wahlbergers. They just opened their 31st restaurant in, that's amazing. And your brother Paul is joining us. We'll be back. All right, that is from Wahlbergers. It's Mark Wahlberg, a scene from the 10th, and this is the 10th and final season of Wahlbergers.
Yes.
And I understand it was your idea, Paul, and you didn't want to do this at first.
The restaurant was Paul's idea, yes. We had done another restaurant named after my mom, Alma Nove, which was a big success. Then he came and said he wanted to do Wahlburgers, and I said, absolutely not. But then, of course, the entrepreneur in me said, you know what, if this is a business that we can actually build and scale and pass on to future generations, then I wanted to do it. And I wanted to do the show to promote the business, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be on TV. I said, well, I don't want to be on TV either, but you know, we want to make sure that we kind of create this awareness and excitement around the brand, because I really believe my brother is a superstar in the kitchen. And it's successful because of his talent, not his charm.
Yeah. All right, so, and this is, but I mean, this is a huge success. So, as I said, you opening your 31st restaurant in London. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And so, it started out with just hamburgers, but now you have vegan and options as well, right? You're doing the Impossible Burger?
Yep. So, we're doing the Impossible Burger. We're doing, the whole thing is, we're more of an indulgence, shall we say?
Yeah.
We're going to Wahlburgers, so we have, from the beginning, we've always had different options. So we always had a fish option. We've had the vegetarian, stuff like that. So we do the vegan, and we try to cover a lot of bases, allergies, things like that.
That's fantastic. Okay, so you posted a video of your son playing basketball, half court. Look at this, it's crazy. So this was from half court. How many times did he do this before this actually happened?
Well, he makes it seem like it's just once.
Yes, it does.
And then I spoke to our person there who was videoing him, and she said it was like, oh, like 30 tries or something like that. But he still made it seem like it was just the first try.
I know, but
just half
it was pretty amazing. So it gave me an idea, and it's our last day of $1 Million May. We've been giving away money from Walmart all month long. We know all of someone who has been affected by cancer. You've been affected by cancer, right? And and you're doing great?
Oh, fine. Yeah, I caught it very early, very lucky, very fortunate, and you know, so count my blessings.
But this is why I want my brother to exercise. That's why I made him go to the gym, because I want to exercise, because I want my big brother to be around for a long, long time.
No, he just finds it to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. Well, here's what we're going to do to raise some money. We are, for the American Cancer Society, we are going to give you a chance, each of you, to do a half court, and if 25,000 per. So if you get 125, another one, that's $50,000. That's the math I did like that.
Wow.
All right, let's see if we can do this. Mark was during the commercial break. He was worried about hitting those lights because
no arc and trajectory there.
Yeah.
Paul goes first. Come on.
You go. You start from there, and then Mark has a shot.
Paul. That was actually a good try, Paul.
One more.
I don't feel so bad.
Terrible. Terrible.
No, come on.
Paul was better.
You gotta keep doing it.
You gotta go.
You gotta keep doing it.
Come on.
Go ahead. Hey, hit my elbow. Come on, baby.
Oh.
Come on, keep going.
Good thing that's not my job.
Wahlburgers airs Wednesdays at 9 on A&E. We'll be right back.
Kind of matching.
We kind of are. Yes. Hi, Mark.
Matching. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. They're very excited because they didn't know you were here. This is a surprise. So. They're happy to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Congrats on everything. A lovely, lovely speech on the Golden Globes.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was a fun night. I heard that you do the same thing every year. Is this for Christmas and New Year's? You go to the same island?
Yes. Yeah.
Every year. You don't want to
Barbados.
try a new place?
I would be willing to try. My wife, I think, is now insisting this year that we're going to go to a new place, but my kids all have friends there. It's very safe. They kind of
Oh,
leave
because other
it.
families go there from
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So it's kind of the same people every year. So they go, like, you know, kids will go out at 7 in the morning. They'll come back at 7, 8 o'clock at night, and you don't have to worry. We get a little time to ourselves, so it's nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
I saw your daughter is into horses. I saw a picture of
Yes.
her. She's 10?
She turned 10, yes.
Okay.
We had a little party for her in Barbados so she could have it with her friends, but then we had a real party last week at home, yeah.
Now-
Expensive.
That's an expensive hobby.
Yes.
Yeah,
hobby.
it's a
I think
very-
it's
how-
more like a career for her, but.
Do you think it is going to be a career? Is she jumping?
Oh, she's in. She's jumping. Yeah, she's in. But she
What
got
is she jumping? What height?
You know what? I mean, right now it's like that.
Yeah.
But you know, she's got the dog on a leash, making the dog jump. She's like everything revolves around horses. And
Right.
That's Daisy May, her horse. But she wanted to go to the tax store for her birthday, and she had gotten a gift certificate for a friend, and then we said we'd match it. And I thought, okay, this is good. She could kind of add up what things cost and, you know, learn some financial responsibility. Her and my wife were just throwing everything in the carts. It was like, you know, you get everything you can grab for an hour for free. I mean, they thought it was one of those deals. So she went way over the budget. But she loves it, and it's one of those things where I think it's a great distraction from boys and all that stuff. She's like, she's shoveling. She takes care of the horse. The horse lives better than me, by the way.
Yeah, no.
He gets all the love. If I get a hug or a kiss every once in a while, I'm lucky. Meanwhile, you know, she's like,
And that's her horse?
yes, she owns the horse.
Yeah. You should get, for our nieces, we gave them jumps in the yard so they can actually run and jump and do the jumps like horses do.
Yeah.
Do you have that for them?
She's turned the whole playroom. The boys aren't even allowed in there anymore. She's made jumps out of boxes, broomsticks, whatever she can use. The soccer net got destroyed, turned into jumping boards.
You have money. Buy the jumps that I'm talking about.
I'm worried about the lawn. I never had a lawn. I never had a lawn, literally.
Yeah, and so now you do.
Yeah, so I want to protect the lawn. I want to protect
You got
the
a
lawn.
dog. The dog's going to destroy that lawn.
No, he's this big. It's like, that was one of the things when I saw the guy who had the Pomeranian, I was like, oh, how big does that dog get? And he said, well, this is full grown. And I said, how big is a poop? He said, it's like a little Tootsie Roll. I said, I can manage that. So I agreed to then get the dog. Now, meanwhile, we're going to training because the dog thinks he's a Rottweiler. He's tried to attack me and everybody else.
They're funny dogs. Is that a purebred Pomeranian?
Yes.
They're really funny dogs. They have a great personality.
They are. My kids are now, their whole mission is to make this dog famous. Like, they've created an Instagram account, Champeranian, by the way, if anybody wants to check them out. They get me doing all these posts and everything, but they absolutely
What's the name of the dog?
Champ.
Champ.
Yes.
It's a cute dog.
It is a very
Yeah.
cute dog. And the crazy story, because I was not going to get a dog. We weren't good with pets. And then I finally decided, because it was a very manageable dog, I thought, that we would get that dog. And I told my kids I was going to surprise them. Something very important, or someone very important, was coming to the house. I told my one son, because he was leaving for track, he left. I told the other kid somebody important's coming. Meanwhile, I'm in a meeting with my wife. She barges in the meeting and goes, I need to talk to you right now. Drags me outside and goes, why is Kim Kardashian and Kanye West coming here at dinner time? I said, what are you talking about? She said, Brendan and Grace literally said, oh, if it's somebody important, it's got to be them. So I'm like, it's not them. It's not them. I got a dog. And then she got upset because I didn't include her in the selecting of the dog and everything else. I said, no, I think you'll like the dog. She said, what kind of dog? I said, it's Pomeranian. She goes, I hate those little furry dogs. She was so upset. So I said, okay, well, tell the kids they can't have the dog when it comes in 5 minutes. So she's sitting there waiting by the door. I mean, and I knew I was in trouble. The woman comes in, lays down the crate, the dog, she opens the gate, Champ walks out, and my wife dives on the ground. Says, oh my God, it's the most beautiful dog I've ever seen. Starts choking the dog. I'm like, won't let the kids see the dog or hold the dog. I'll have to send you those pictures. But thankfully, she now, everybody's in love with the dog. But the dog runs the house. You can't walk around without it barking, like in the morning or at night. So we're now all having to go to training ourselves to deal with the dog.
You can't send him away because then you need to learn how to.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? But the smiles on their faces were absolutely precious.
They're great little dogs.
Best
That's a
thing
great
they ever
addition.
did,
All
yeah.
right, we have to take a break. More with Mark after this. We are back with Mark Wahlberg, and there's a new movie that you're in called Spencer Confidential?
Yes.
All right, what is this about?
It's actually based on one of my favorite TV series as a kid, Spencer for Hire, which actually shot in Boston. So it was one of the few times I actually saw neighborhoods that I grew up in and that I was familiar with on television. And it's about a police officer who just cannot stand by and see any kind of injustice. So something happens with police corruption. He decides he was going to go after his boss. They were kind of sandbagging this homicide investigation. And so he ends up going to prison. He has to do prison, he's in prison population and survives that. And then he gets out and he's about to leave town, and of course, things aren't right, and so he decides that he's going to stay and go after these guys and corruption and everything. He just can't keep his nose out of other people's business, especially if anybody's been done wrong. And so a lot of humor, and based on a series of 48 books, so we're hopefully doing a couple more of them.
That's
really
fantastic.
fun character.
All right, and you brought a trailer. This is the first
Yes,
time
it's the
anyone's
first
seeing
time,
it,
yeah.
so let's take a look. All right. We're going to play a game after this. It's a fun game. It's my favorite game.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We'll
Always
be back.
a great game.
Yep. We're back with Mark Wahlberg. My show, Game of Games, is back for a third season on NBC. A new episode airs tomorrow night. Yay! So in honor of that, I thought we'd play one of our favorite games. It's called Danger Word. Let's meet our contestants. What is your name?
Claire.
Hi,
Holmes.
Claire. Hi, Claire. What do you do? Where do you live?
I am a social media strategist, and I live in Irvine, California.
All right, wonderful. You are?
Lauren Mankina. I live in Redondo Beach, and I'm an actor, and I also work for a startup.
All right, wonderful. Claire, you're going to be on my team. Lauren, you're going to be on Mark's team. All right, have a seat, put on the goggles.
Okay.
We're going to show the audience two words, a winning word and a danger word. Mark and I are going to have to get our partner to say the winning word without saying the danger word. You can only use one-word clues, like password. Now, if you say the danger word, I'll be forced to push the button. And if you guess the winning word, I'll fire the cannon at the losing team. All right.
Is that just air?
No. No, it is not air.
Oh, sorry.
No.
In advance, a beautiful yellow.
All right, who's going first? I'll go first. So.
All right, Ellen.
Moisturizing.
Lotion.
Shampoo.
No.
I didn't say anything yet.
Well, she guessed the danger word by what you did.
Oh.
Anyway, I apologize for.
Blaster.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, look at that. Look at your gun.
Look what I've done. You pushed that button like you couldn't wait to push that button.
Listen, you know what? You need to.
What do you have against Redondo Beach? Actors?
Learn.
Oh my God.
All right, Mark's turn. All right.
Okay, my turn.
One word.
Okay. Curls.
Muscles. Oh no!
Danger. Oh, not the powder.
You have a knack for getting the wrong word, Lauren. All right, one more and you lose. Come on, this is not fun. All right, I will go first. Chinese.
Restaurant.
SpaghettiOs.
Can.
She's so scared. Poor thing.
Carb.
Pasta.
Oh no! That's why I.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's why I didn't say Italian. That's why I said Chinese. I was hoping you'd go for noodle. All right, all right. That's all right. Makes it more interesting. You're still in trouble. You're still in a lot of trouble, Lauren. All right, it is your turn, Mark. One word.
Ooh. Suntan.
Beach.
Do I press this now?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, sorry. I hope they have a nice change of clothes. I would have bought some municipal gear for you, but. It's good color.
All right.
It's good color for you.
All right. We're all tied up. Hot.
Fire.
Exercise.
Mark.
Matt.
Yoga.
Yep.
Oh no, she didn't get her goggles on. Ellen.
I didn't know she didn't have her glasses.
Well, clearly, yeah, you couldn't see her. Oh, she didn't get to close her mouth.
No.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry,
I hope
Lauren.
that's chocolate.
Lauren, I'm so
It tastes like chocolate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know you didn't have your glasses
Ah.
down. All right. All right, for playing, each of you are getting a 65-inch TCL Roku TV. Recently, Mark Wahlberg was here to promote his new movie, Spencer Confidential, and to see me because we're buds. And while he was here, I asked him to film something with a fellow fitness enthusiast, but they were busy, so I paired him up with Andy Lassner. Please enjoy Slow Walking with Andy.
Hello, slow walkers. Today I'm here with fellow fitness enthusiast, Mark Wahlberg, who obviously has heard about my program and got really excited and asked, is there any way I could get in on the program? But Mark, what we're doing here, just so you know,
I was gonna say, oh yes.
it's called Slow Walking with Andy 2020, and what I want people to do is walk for 20 minutes, slowly, 20 days out of the month. So I'm saying it's better to move a little
Yes.
than to not move at all.
Oh, I completely agree with that. I
So you're
haven't worked out
endorsing
with
the,
a trainer.
this is you endorsing the program.
I would suggest that you walk slowly, but I do recommend a
Oh,
little
sorry,
bit
I'm
more
not
intensity.
listening. I took my incline up to 6.0. What?
Oh, nice.
All right, well, our goal is to sort of get swole
Like
and buff
a-
like you.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen. But it's good to be, it's more like, I think it's more like a meditative thing where you can kind of really, you know,
No, it's more of an exercise.
breathe.
No, it's not a meditative
Enjoy
thing, Mark.
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Taking
It's not really
one
meditative.
with nature.
Here's the problem. As someone who always has to be fit for movies and all that, you understand what it takes to have the kind of discipline I have.
I see some sweat.
Under here, schwitzing.
What?
Are you feeling anything?
I'm getting tired
Right? Because,
of your BS. Okay? Listen.
okay, I'm gonna listen.
No, go ahead.
Do you want in on this program, like financially? Would you want a piece of this?
I think we could probably sell these treadmills for about $500 each. We'll get rid of those.
He's making jokes, but you take your shirt off and you Mark Wahlberg. I'd take it off. It's not great. And so
It's getting there.
slowly.
Yes, but you realize that
but
the biological clock is
I want to
ticking
thank
too,
my
right?
guest today, Slow Walking with Andy 2020, our new sponsor. There's no running in this program, Mark. I want to
Well,
thank.
I just want to make sure you get a little bit of a burn. Right now, you haven't
Not
even
what I'm cut out
burned
for.
off a crumb. All right,
Okay.
say goodbye. Close out the show.
I'm trying to close it out. I want to thank my guest, Mark Wahlberg, my new celebrity spokesperson.
Yeah, so we need a little more
And-
heart rate.
Okay, seriously, that's a 15 incline.
Well, that's okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna have a heart
You're a
attack.
stud.
What happens when I fly off and go into the wall?
I think it's just
Okay.
drywall. So,
All right,
you
we're
know,
good. We're
it'll-
good.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Ow! I've missed you,
I missed you. It's been so long.
and I love
We'll
seeing
see you again.
I love seeing you as often as you want to be here. I want you to be here.
I'm hoping to get a job.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
like
you
to
don't have
work
enough
here.
jobs. You don't have enough going on.
I could always use one more.
All right. Can we talk about your slow walking with Andy? You did a tape piece with Andy, and you
Yes.
slow walked with him.
Yeah.
Did you find it at all inspirational, good for you, athletic?
I think it was a giant waste of time. But it seems to be working for Andy because he looks the same. So I think he's still on that same workout,
Right.
which was about a week and a half ago. No, he
Right.
looks good. How are you, buddy?
Good.
He looks like he wants to fight me now.
Yeah. He does. Believe me, he does not look like he wants to fight you. He's
No,
scared to
it's
death
pretty
of you.
threatening.
Sucking in my stomach.
Yeah. But perhaps maybe what you could actually do, now that you've done a slow walking, maybe he could do an actual workout with you at a gym.
Oh, why don't you? Yeah, you come bring him
Right?
to F45. Are you in? Can we get him in?
Yes, he can hear you and he can go. And I.
You give him permission?
let's-
I think that was an order, actually.
Yeah, let's set that up because
It's mandatory now.
You have this gym that I was supposed to be a part of, and you never
Yes.
called me. Why not?
Oh, that's not true.
Really?
Yes, I guess my people were supposed to be talking to
Yeah.
your people. Okay, so something got lost in translation.
Because I wanted to
So this
do
is
it
good.
with
So
you.
we're back into this
Okay,
thing now
good.
because it's still a possibility. But what I found when I've always kind of done my own thing for workouts, and every movie that I've done, I have my own particular training that I do. And I walked into a gym and I saw a 50-something-year-old woman working out with a collegiate athlete, and they were working together as a team, and it was all high fives and loves. There's no mirrors in the gym. There's no judgment. It's all about community and support.
Right.
And it was an absolute love fest to the point where now I have this 2,000 square foot gym in my house that I don't even use anymore because I go to F45 every single day.
Right, which is your gym that you've
Yes.
F45.
Yes.
And what does that stand for?
Functional 45. 45 minutes, you're in, you're out, you stretch, you warm up, you do the workout, which is never the same twice. And literally, Andy, in the beginning of his fitness journey, and somebody like me who has a little bit more experience in the gym could literally work out together, and you could modify the exercises. So if he had like to use 2-pound dumbbells, and I was using 66.
Don't give him that much.
If he was using a cell phone,
Yes.
and I was using 66-pound dumbbells, but you can literally do the workout together. So now, like, my wife goes, our nanny goes, we have so many people who go who have been terrified to go into the gym, and it's literally the membership is 75% women. And we are now trying to work with different corporations to conquer obesity in America and tell people that no matter if you've never walked into a gym before, you can do this workout and you can change your life. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm in with you. I know. Look, as soon as I heard you wanted to do something, I was like, yes, I want to do it. But here's what I think we're going to disagree on right now, which is always good. You can be friends and disagree on things, but you have this.
I love that about you.
Yeah.
When they were giving you a hard time about being photographed with George Bush, you were like, I could still be friends with people who don't have the same political beliefs as
Yes.
you, which is such a beautiful
Yes.
thing because there is so much divide now, and it's sad, you know?
It's getting to the point where if someone is not exactly like you and think exactly like you and does the same, that you don't like them anymore. And man, we're in trouble when that starts happening because you can't do that. But here's where we may disagree. So you have this feud with Dr. Oz right now, where Dr. Oz says that breakfast is the most important thing. Oh, no, I'm on your side.
I'm saying breakfast is the most
Oh,
important.
you are? Then I disagree with you.
Oh, you're with Dr. Oz?
Yeah. I do the intermittent fasting, and I mean, look, breakfast is breaking a fast, so it doesn't matter what time of day it is. Breakfast it could be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't think you have to get up and eat before you do anything. You think you have to get up and eat?
No, you know, I was kind of from the old school bodybuilding philosophy that, you know, you had to eat all this ridiculous amounts of protein. You know, I was eating every 3 hours. But the last movie that I did, I started having some issues because of eating so much. And I was eating so much protein, I was storing it and using it other than building lean muscle. So I was getting the leaky gut. So I just literally did a bone broth fast. I didn't want to give Dr. Oz any credit, though, because you know what happened with Dr. Oz? He's like 3 years late. Everybody's been doing intermittent fasting. The ketone diet, it's one thing and another. You know, you got to eat breakfast, then don't eat breakfast. Don't eat for 16 hours, then you got to eat every 3 hours. It's always constantly changing.
Yes.
But Dr. Oz is coming to work out with me on Thursday at F45. So why don't we get Andy over
Andy
there?
would be great to go there.
You guys can come, and Dr. Oz is gonna get what he deserves. He's gonna get the real workout.
All right.
But I do understand exactly what he's saying. It's worked for, I mean, I literally just doing the bone broth and the cleanse, I lost 10 pounds in like 5 days.
God, you have such discipline. I don't know how you do it, because that's really difficult. I mean, and you have kids and a wife.
First day, nobody wanted to be around me.
Yeah,
for sure, I was miserable.
Or you around them, because you're smelling food and next to them eating.
But then I started having more energy, but I'm so lucky and fortunate to have my job and do what I do that there isn't anything I wouldn't do to prepare.
Yeah. All right, we have to go to break, but just before we go to break, I'm just not clear. You think that you should have breakfast first thing in the morning?
I had
Just a quick yes or
vegan
no.
pancakes
Just
yes.
no.
But okay. I still want to be your friend.
I still want to be your friend.
Well, see that,
But
people?
some
We
people
can still
don't
be
want to get
friends.
up and eat right away, and that's what makes the world go round. Some people want to eat, some people don't want to eat, and we can all just love each other.
Free
we'll be
will.
right back. That's Mark Wahlberg at Spencer Confidential.
My character just gotten out of prison, so he's not
Right.
he's not familiar with the cloud or
Things change.
or phones or things of that nature.
So Spencer Confidential, tell everybody what it is.
Yeah, it's based on the book Wonderland. There's a series of Spencer is a private detective. He was a former police officer who just basically cannot stand when somebody's being wrong, especially innocent people. So there is a homicide within the police department. There's a lot of corruption going on. He tries to do all the things right to get them to, find out who's responsible. They're kind of sandbagging the investigation, so he decides to go after his superiors himself. Ends up beating up his superior, goes to prison for 5 years, actually makes it in population in prison, where I'm in prison with Post Malone as one of the inmates who basically on the way out, they try to attack me. In his acting debut, he did an amazing job. And then he's going to leave town, but then he realizes that there is more corruption going on, and he can't stand by to see injustice. And so he's going to basically take it upon himself to now become a private investigator.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You do so much, and you executive produce so many different projects. And I don't know if you've seen, it's on HBO, right?
Yeah,
McMillions.
yeah.
And I loved it. I don't know if you've gotten a chance, but it's about the whole McDonald's monopoly fraud that happened, and it's really interesting how they exposed it. And so congratulations, it's doing very well.
Yeah.
Now, I want to. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to Mark, because we had someone drop out at the very last minute, and we called him, and he came over right away. So thanks for being here.
What you didn't know
Yeah.
is I was actually sleeping in the parking lot in my car waiting for the call.
Oh.
Hoping that somebody would, I think...
You've been waiting for
let
someone
me
to
tell you
drop out?
something. I actually made sure that the person wasn't available. I popped their tires.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
I
aggressive.
turned their water off and their lights.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then I came over here and I waited for
It was
the call.
Dr. Oz.
I told him to bring his defibrillator to the workout. He's gonna need it.
Trash talk. You're doing it Thursday, and we're going to send Andy, because it's 9:30 in the morning Thursday, so they're going to do it.
Yeah, you're available.
Yep.
Nice.
So I need to talk about this, because this is just the most hilarious thing. Everybody has kids, and no matter how cool, you think that your daughter would be so thrilled that their dad is Mark Wahlberg, and they go to a father-daughter dance, and she wouldn't dance with you?
I didn't get one dance. And I told her, I said we were gonna do the whole big circle, and I was gonna go off, and she said, Dad, if you embarrass me, I will never talk to you again. But what she did do is she hung out with me. She sat there on the edge of the stage by the DJ, and then I'm sitting there with one other dad, and I'm like, this is not an edited version of this song. There are explicit lyrics being played at a school dance for girls, and no good.
No.
So the DJ, he's, I thought it was, I said, what are you doing? I'm hearing F-bombs and this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, not okay.
Yes, so you...
But I didn't, we did still have a great time together.
But she wouldn't dance with you. That's crazy.
Not one
Has
dance.
she seen Marky Mark and the Funky... Has she seen you?
She has, and she said, if I ever see that again, I won't talk to you. That's how it goes.
That's crazy. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll play Burning Questions when we come back. We're back with Mark Wahlberg. It's time to play Burning Questions. Okay, I ask a question, you answer honestly, and then you hit that for no apparent reason. Okay. You famously wore Calvin Klein briefs. What do you sleep in at night?
A pair of shorts. Was I correct?
We're going to have to see proof. Like workout shorts or
Workout
something?
shorts, yeah.
All righty.
Unless something happens, and then
And then you take them off?
always keep my socks on.
Okay. Oh, that's...
Put it that way. That's for real.
That's for real? You always keep your socks on?
Except for the shower, everywhere else you got me with socks.
Do you
Or
have
the
a-
ocean.
You have anything with your feet? You don't like to see your feet?
No, I don't mind my feet, but my feet are softer than my 10-year-old daughter's feet. Like super soft baby feet.
Oh, you're
so I just
protecting
keep
them.
now. Yeah, I keep my soft feet.
So what can happen to them in bed?
Anything. Who knows? It's just
What
a
kind
thing
of
now.
sheets do you have that you're worried about scratching up your feet? You need to get some new sheets if you're getting... I feel sexy when...
I have my socks on.
Now, when you and your wife first got together and the socks were on, she's gotten used to it now and she accepts you and loves you for who you are, but I think in the beginning, did she think it was weird that you left your socks on?
She thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But now, you know what? Now everybody's figured out what to get me. I just get socks.
Wow, you must have a lot of
literally-
socks.
I do.
All right, say something sexy, but do it in a Boston accent.
Oh, I was naked with everything but my socks on in the car.
So everything but your socks.
Oh, everything. Yeah, I was
now
naked.
you're naked
with
except
nothing
for
but my socks in the car.
My wife is better than me at.
Almost everything.
Good answer. I wish my kids would learn how to.
Understand the word no. 2 letters. N-O.
You've done 2 movies with Will Ferrell. Name one thing that you don't like about Will Ferrell.
We've done 3 movies together, and the only thing I don't like about Will Ferrell is that, his hair smells so damn good. It really does, and I found myself going, they put this like Moroccan oil in his hair. And I was riding on a motorcycle, like I was strapped to him in the back of the motorcycle on Daddy's home, and I was like, and all of a sudden I started like laying on his head, and they were like, Mark, you're supposed to be the cool, tough dad who's like, doesn't like this guy. And I'm like, but his hair smells so good.
You can put that in your hair too. It's good for your hair.
I don't have the curls.
You don't need the curls. You can put Moroccan oil on any hair.
I'll try it.
You put it on your feet and then put the socks on.
Oh, yeah. But then it feels all
Yeah,
gooey.
but then it'll absorb.
All right, I'll try
Give
that.
it a try. Besides your face, what body part do you look at the most in the mirror?
Not my feet. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
My hands. That's a lie.
It is a lie.
Yeah.
Who was your first kiss with?
Mom.
Gross.
I didn't say open mouth,
I
like
know.
full on tongue.
I
It's
know.
like, I
What's
would
the-
imagine she kissed me when I came out. Maybe she slapped me. I don't know.
What are 3 words that best describe you?
Hard-working man.
Yep. Hard could just be on its own.
Ooh, man.
What's your best beauty tip?
Keep your socks on if you want soft feet.
What's the? I'm dying to see your feet now. I mean, like, I really want to touch them. Oh, we're out of
Did I
time.
win?
Yes,
Is
you
that a
won.
win?
Spencer Confidential is on Netflix, March 6th. We'll be back. Recently, my producer Andy invited hunky Mark Wahlberg into his slow walking program. It's sweeping the nation, that is. If you don't follow him on his Instagram, you should. Because he's polite and hunky, Mark invited Andy to his F45 custom gym. Ever since, Andy's been walking funny. Take a look.
Hey guys, Ellen, as you know, you were supposed to be here to do this with Wahlberg and I, but she said she wasn't feeling well.
She
was a
threw
little
you in the
frightened.
deep end by yourself, baby.
Yeah.
Now it's just
but
me
thank
and you.
God Mario Lopez showed up.
Yeah, he's not gonna help you either. No.
When I told my wife I was doing this is honestly her reaction. A, don't die. B, if this workout makes you look anything like Mark Wahlberg, I'm in. What are we doing? Who am I following?
Warming up. Follow the screen. Just a little leg raise.
I'm just doing what you do.
We're gonna go wide feet. Yeah, stretch those hamstrings. Come on, get down.
I mean, honestly, is there anything crueler than putting me between Mark Wahlberg and Mario Lopez?
Come on. Knees tucked up. Those knees.
What? Is this part of it? Because I didn't...
Well, no, we haven't started yet. This is the warm-up.
How is this a warm-up?
Look, stretch here.
Wait,
give me that foot.
Is this a station?
Give me that foot.
Ow! I don't want to use up energy on things that don't...
Give me that foot.
Ow!
All right, fast feet.
On your toes, look.
That's the
speed,
problem.
speed, speed, speed. Speed, 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 speed.
Everything's such a rush.
Squat jumps, chest tall,
All right, squat
explode
jump.
through your toes.
Up, deep.
Oh, my watch already said I've done my steps for the day.
Get deep.
All right, y'all, find your station, all right?
What's our station?
Right here.
You said there were breaks.
All right, come on. All right, feet on the wall.
What?
Up here. Up on the wall. Now pull. All the way up. No.
Why are we pulling?
Your feet are a little too high. You're too high.
You're too high.
Right here.
What? nailed it.
Come on, over here.
When do you get water?
About 14 minutes.
I'm not that hydrated.
We got our next one ready in 2, 1. Little slide down. Come on, little scooch. Little scooch. There we go.
Stop saying little scooch. Scooch me. Help me.
We're just gonna explode on up.
Explode.
There you go. Bring it a little closer.
Look at this.
Together.
Oh, I got this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got this.
Right?
I got this.
This is a letdown. Now's your break too. This is terrible.
If I'm gonna hold that kind of weight, someone should spot me.
One. Here we go. Hey, we're up again.
He said a break.
You don't want to get another one?
Oh, another one. I want to get a water.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. Ah! Mario, spot me!
I'll spot you. Go.
Get him, Mario.
1, 2, 3, go!
There you go.
Oh yeah, Wahlberg.
There you go.
Okay, Wahlberg, what do you got over there? Check out the form, Mark.
Good. Last round.
Come on.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm swole.
You look as swole.
Yeah.
Rotate.
I can't tell, but people are saying I look different.
Let's go.
Oh, no one's telling me what to do.
Pull to the chest. All the way up. Yep. Yep. Stick the glutes out. Oh, whoa, look at the tuchus.
Right?
Very firm.
Wahlberg can't stop slapping my ass. Please take a look at that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right, back at it, 2.
We're going. Come on, Bubba.
Let's go.
Come on, baby. Hydration.
Right there again. I'm gonna get that bent over row going.
Come on, Bubba. Are you familiar with my slow walking program?
Andy, we're up.
I'm not.
We're up, Andy. Come
I'll
on.
explain it to you after.
Pick it up. Oh, man.
My Bubba.
All right, you guys.
I'm taking an early break.
Come on, Bubby. Andy, where are you going?
Early break. Just don't want to throw up at 45.
Come on.
You good? We're gonna do one more set.
Come on, last girl.
Come on, Andy.
You know, so.
Here's the thing. I have money. I will give you money if I don't have to do this. I don't like the windows. People can see how bad.
There's no judgment. There's a judgment-free zone.
Come on, ready? You've done nothing but judge me since we started. Someone! Come on. We're almost out of time now. 45 minutes has never taken longer.
If he just utilized some of his energy for working instead of complaining, I don't know how Ellen does it.
This one. Get that ball out of that chest.
Down here.
There you
Now
go.
back. Get your shoulders back. Shoulders back. Shoulders back.
Stop! You're ruining my concentration.
All right, how you feeling, Andy?
It's a lot of cardio.
There's no cardio.
This is not cardio?
No.
Then why can't I breathe? Oh, this I can do because I'm laying on my back.
One more.
Squeeze those glutes. 2 seconds at the top.
Honestly, this is what I can do. How good is this?
You're an animal.
I know. This I can do.
Very impressive. No wonder your wife calls you the man.
My wife can honestly beat me up.
Last chat, Andy. Get those legs up.
Finish strong.
That's it. We got 2. 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Good job.
How about this? How about this for some handsomeness and good shape? I nailed it. And I'm actually happy Ellen wasn't here because this is probably too advanced for her. And I'm so dizzy right now that I'm gonna throw up and then I'm gonna faint. Thanks, Ellen.
All right, thanks, Andy. Thank you, Mark. We'll be back. Our first guest is one of the busiest guys in Hollywood. He's also one of the coolest. Please welcome my friend, Mark Wahlberg.
It's so weird not being there.
It's so.
I'm like, yes.
I'm hugging you, though. I know I'm sad that you're not here, too. I'm wearing your shirt.
I like your sweatshirt a lot.
Yeah, this is your new clothing line. I like it a whole lot. Thank you so much. It's soft, super soft. The last time
Yes.
I saw you, you were shirtless in an apron, and everyone enjoyed it. Yep. It was quite something to see you shirtless in an apron.
I know we didn't discuss that part of it, but I thought, you know what? If I was going to try to invite myself over to Melissa's house, I better show her what I could do.
Yeah, we all enjoyed it. Hey, you and Andy, and we're going to talk about your documentary, which I loved. I watched, are there just 3 of them? I watched 3 last night.
There's 6 episodes in the first season.
Okay, well, I watched 3 last night, and in it you talk about F45, which I'm really looking forward to. You and Andy worked out together at F45. How do you think he did? And be honest.
To be honest, he did well for Andy, but he was very sick after. There was lots of complaining. He complained like my grandma used to complain, quite a bit complaining.
Yeah, he likes to.
But he, you know what? He really did give his best effort. I knew he realized that he was in over his head pretty early on, but he continued to keep going. I think he vomited after, but you know what? He also talked about coming back, and I think hopefully when the studios are reopened, I'm going to hold him to that, and I want to get him and you down to the studio. We'll work out again.
Yeah, I think the 3 of us should do it together, because that way it's... Andy, you're on mic. What? Now, you're talking to the control room and you're mic'd.
I'm sorry.
What? Do you want to say something?
Just that Mark and I like to slap each other's butts every time we see each other.
That is true. Somebody asked me earlier, it's like, oh, Andy was slapping your butt at the Super Bowl, you slapped his butt at F45. It's just a guy thing. It's a buddy thing. We kind of keep each other going, and you know.
Yeah. Yep, that's what guys do.
I was just checking the tush. I was checking his form there.
I see. Andy, you're wearing glasses while you're lifting weights? You're like, you have readers on while you're lifting. Speaking of butts, you accidentally showed yours on Instagram, which that's the way to get more followers, Mark. That's what you do.
Oh, I was trying to show my cupping, my pepperoni pizza cupping marks there on my back. I had a back problem, and I was also trying to show my municipal underwear. I have to send you some of those as well.
Yes,
They're
please.
Very soft.
Yeah, because you have my underwear. Now I need your underwear.
Absolutely.
Hey, you were filming in the Dominican Republic and in the jungle. What was that like? Did you run into critters in the jungle?
There were lots of critters, lots of animals, all those things. But I think the thing that I ran into that was most scary was a porta potty that had been out there for quite some time. And I did discover from a camping store that you could buy your own little portable toilet that also has an enclosure, which is like a tent, which I thought was the greatest invention ever. I didn't get it, unfortunately, until like 3 weeks until the movie was over. But I still have that. And I will be traveling with that everywhere I go now.
Wow. It seems like you could afford something a little nicer than that. And you're the businessman. Can't you just invent something nicer than that, Mark?
You know what? I thought somebody already had the patent on that. So I figured, I could either partner up with them. We could add some porcelain to the chair. But it's nice. No, it's plastic, but it's durable.
Right.
It holds my weight. But no, it was definitely one of the better things that I had when I was down there.
Yeah.
As far as like a little piece of home and comfort.
Yeah, not really a piece of your home, but someone's home. So Mark, we talk about how early you get up to work out, and it used to be 4 a.m. Somehow now you've moved it to 2:30 a.m. What is going on?
You know what? I'm just getting busier and busier and less time in the day to get everything done. No, it started when I was in Europe. I was overseas, and then I would come home to visit. And then by the time the family went to bed, I'd be up for the rest of the night. So I'd usually go to bed about 5 and wake up at like 12. And then I'd work out and do all my stuff. But I'm looking forward to, when I finish this movie that I'm shooting in Los Angeles, I'm going to start getting back to a normal schedule. I'll probably wake up like 6 a.m. like normal people and sleep in and do all that fun stuff.
All right, well, sleeping in is not 6 a.m., Mark. But let's show the video of you doing pull-ups, and this is, just so y'all know, this is cut down from many more, but we just kind of came in later. As my producer Matt said, it was monotonous. It was like there were too many of them, so we just showed some of them. Look at you, about to be 50 years old, doing that.
It goes by so fast, but some days I wake up and I feel like I'm 80, and then other days I feel like I'm 15. I think my work ethic and my drive continues to inspire me to get up and try to be a better person every day, and be a good example to my kids with my work ethic. But then every once in a while, the body will just shut you down and remind you that you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to 50. I think it's a good reason to have a big party. Yeah, have
all right.
some fun.
You let me know when, I'll be there. Tell me about this new doggy you got. First of all, I'm glad you got another one because hopefully it's helping your other one be better behaved. Is it helping?
No, Champ actually took a big chunk out of my finger, both sides of my finger, just the other day. I started petting him while he was sleeping on the couch. I wanted to put him into his bed, and as soon as I went to pick him up, he attacked me. But little Jojo, yes, they're definitely best buddies. They're getting along great. Jojo, his new thing is to just get out of the house and make everybody chase him as he's running around moving vehicles. So that's the only thing that Jojo does to make us nervous. Other than that, he's very well behaved and he's very sweet.
Well, that is an adorable dog. Both of them are adorable. All right, Mark, we're going to take a break. More with Mark Wahlberg after this. That's Mark Wahlberg. It's his new show, Wall Street. When you watch it, you feel like such a slacker. I mean, anyone watching this is going to be motivated to do more with their lives. Tell everybody, it's really a documentary about all the things that you're working on, right, Mark?
Yeah, I think, when we had done Wahlburgers, it was a great opportunity for us to kind of really promote the brand, but it was also a kind of family comedy that was unscripted. And this is a much more serious look at what I do in my primary business, which is acting and producing, and then also with the sports nutrition, with F45, with Wahlburgers, with Municipal, which we launched in the middle of a pandemic, and also my car dealerships and all the other business interests that I have.
Right.
But it's also hopefully inspiring other entrepreneurs, because I don't want anybody who's had an idea or had a passion and just doesn't decide to pursue that for whatever reason. I want to encourage as many people as possible to kind of go out there and pursue their dreams and make them a reality through hard work.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because anyone who's followed you since you started as, Marky Mark, as a singer, and then you move into acting, and now you're this amazing businessman and entrepreneur, it's really impressive. And you can see why you're so successful, because your work ethic is like nobody else's that I've seen. And you started the show right as COVID hit, which was hard on a lot of your businesses. And I think it's interesting to show how that's affected businesses.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's been affected by COVID in many, many different ways. We were just kind of trying to, survive it. And most things that we worried about was our franchisees, our partners, our employees, people who were going to be out of work and out of business, or, people who were losing, their locations and things of that nature. And it was just, we were just kind of telling the truth about what we were dealing with and what was going on at the time. People were always saying, well, what's the show going to be about? And I said, well, the state and the business will dictate what the storylines are. And of course, with all the closures and everything, it was a difficult time, but, we're kind of hunkering down and trying to make sure that we can help our employees and, renegotiate the leases for the franchisees and things of that nature. So we continued on. We continued to bet on ourselves, and hopefully we'll be able to survive it. But, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't. So we're trying to do everything we can to help the people that we've been working with.
Yes, well, you always do that. You always help other people. Your kids started their own business. I heard they did a lemonade stand, which did pretty well.
That was a huge success. I mean, all we had to do was have Magic Johnson, who drove by one day, and he bought the whole stand out. So they've been very successful. They don't know what the valuable lessons that you always learn are the failures, right? I mean, I go into these businesses, and I've never been in the restaurant business, and I've had to learn the hard way through a lot of trial and error and a lot of mistakes. But my kids started a card collecting business, which is a great pastime that we've enjoyed together with my dad, and now passing that on to my kids with the cardboards. And Brendan and Gracie started a hobby horse business, which took off. And then she basically gave up the hobby horse business to then start a belt making business. And, it's just nice to see that they're willing to work hard and they have interests, and I want to help them pursue those things. But, they got to learn from the mistakes, the failures. It's the losses, I think, that make you stronger, and hopefully will make you more resilient and help you be successful in the future.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's the losses, it's the falling down that builds character, and then you get back up again. Your oldest daughter was not such a good driver. I'm wondering if she ever got her driver's license.
She hasn't gotten her license yet, but she's doing fantastic. So I can't wait to get her first car soon. But she's focusing more on her studies now. But she finally realized that it's not a game getting behind the wheel. She jumped out of a golf cart and left me there to crash into lava rocks in Hawaii. So we've gone back to the drawing board. But she'll be driving safe and soon, hopefully.
I'm sorry, so she's driving the golf cart, and while she's driving it, she jumped out and left you?
I'm in the passenger seat. Yeah, she's messing around, and I'm like, you have to slow down. There's a sharp corner here. We're driving on the golf course. And she started to take the corner and was like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. And then she started to veer off the road, and she just basically off the path, and she just bailed out, and I smashed into the lava.
Oh my God. Well, just to let you know, our friend Corey Gamble flipped his golf cart into a sand trap the other day. We were on the golf course, and he literally went into the sand trap upside down.
That's not good.
No, it's
He probably had his license taken away from him.
Yes, not good. Hey, Mark, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we are going to play a game that you will be so good at.
Awesome.
All right.
Look forward to it.
We'll be back. All right, we're back with Mark Wahlberg, and you have so many businesses, and you're good at selling things, so we thought we'd play a game, see how well you sell these. It's called Pitch Please.
Pitch please.
All right, so you'll be trying to sell a product like they do on QVC. I'll ask you questions. You won't see what you're selling, but you will be selling these, and again, Mark does not see what he's selling. Mark, you must be very, very proud to sell these.
Okay. I am. I'm thrilled.
Tell me why you decided these would be something good to add to your business.
Well, I think it's something that everybody needs. In
Yeah.
this day and age, with all the things that we're going through, I think to bring people a little bit closer together and give people a little bit more joy, a little bit more of the comforts of home, I think that's why everybody needs one of these.
Yeah, and you use them daily, right?
I use them daily, weekly, nightly. I think I use them at least 5 times a day.
All right. And you feel sexy when you use them.
Oh my gosh. I think, you know what? It's saved my relationship with my wife. We were feeling like, oh, you know, we're kind of stuck in the house. We're having this pandemic. We're doing the same thing all the time. But what better way to spice up our relationship than to add these lovely products to our relationship?
So when she sees you using this, I mean, it turns her on?
Oh my God. She's telling the kids, we gotta put the kids to bed early, sometimes even 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and wondering why they have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you need help using these, or do you use them by yourself?
You know what? I think it depends. You know, if the kids aren't there, maybe, or my assistant might give me a hand. Just to put them on. Not to perform them.
Yeah. You can do it once someone helps you get them on you.
Oh, then I'm good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. What other celebrities would benefit from maybe having these?
I would have to say all of my former co-stars, you know, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Denzel Washington, Jack Nicholson, Leo, everybody needs one of these.
Yeah. Listen, you've sold me. If you want to see what you were selling, you're selling 1-pound weights, and they're, yep. So
wow.
It's great that your wife really watches you and says, get in bed, because, yeah.
I'm glad that I recommended those to Dwayne Johnson, too.
Yeah, I know. Jason Statham, I know. They're all going to benefit from these.
I think The Rock could use that as a toothpick.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. Andy, this is too heavy for him. All right.
He was complaining already that I gave him, I gave him a little sandbag. He was so upset. Like, not for me.
Look at him with a little Stretch Armstrong on his desk. Hey, Mark, it's great talking to you. I hope to see you in person soon. Wall Street starts streaming this Thursday on HBO Max. I love you. I'll see you soon.
Love you. God bless.
Bye.
Thank
We'll
you.
be
Bye,
back.
guys. Can't wait to see you in person.
Hello.
You look great.
Well, thank you.
You look fantastic.
Huh.
You look like you're getting ready for a whole different kind of role, because you always look different for every role you do.
Well, this is the first time I've actually sported a mustache out in public. So I'm preparing for another role. I'm trying to grow the mustache. It's not really working, but I think they can kind of grow some patches in it. I can't grow a full mustache or a beard. So even though I'm 50 years old, I still can't grow a mustache or a beard. But I'm working on it.
You're very youthful. That's why your body is like refusing to grow. Isn't it?
Well, that's not true. But you know, I always do whatever it takes to prepare for a role. So
I know.
I'm trying it with a mustache, and it's oddly enough, every one of my siblings thinks about how much it reminds them of my dad. So I'm keeping it for a while. And if it doesn't work for the movie, I'll just keep it. It's just, you know, I miss my dad.
You look good. Oh, that's very sweet. You look good in any kind of way. I will say that. But I don't know how, because you just turned 50, how you're ever going to portray that on camera, because you do not look like you're 50 years old.
I feel 50.
Do you?
This year, certainly, yes. This year has been a rough one, and it's been a rough one for everybody. But, you know, it's just, you start to get up, you start to notice. Yeah, you get aches and pains in places that you didn't know existed.
Yeah, but let's show him doing some reverse crunches hanging from a bar that most 50-year-olds don't do. They just don't do that.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing a harness, and that's green screen.
That's not true. And what time of day was that?
Well, the sun was shining, so it wasn't that early. If you notice, the sun was coming through in the room. I was up in Idaho. I was probably 7 in the morning.
Because, like in your documentary, which I watched and I loved, you get up at like 2:30 in the morning on your days off to train. I mean, that is discipline. Like I said, you're the hardest working guy.
Well, I pride myself on being disciplined, but I do not get up that early every single day. It's just if that's what it entails for the preparation of the movie, and I've got a bunch of other stuff to get done before I get the kids up to school, and the only one thing that they're really annoyed about is if they get up at 6:30 in the morning and Dad's already like making salmon or roast chicken or something. They think it's my breakfast, but they don't know that I've been up for 5 hours.
Right. Well, they do know that,
Yeah.
but
But I don't always get up that early.
Yeah. But still, discipline.
But I will, if I have to, absolutely. I'm so blessed and so fortunate to have the job that I have, that whatever I have to do, I'm more than willing to do, with a smile.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and I know that about you.
Yeah.
You had COVID during Christmas, and that must have been difficult because your family just went off and left you.
Oh my gosh. We always go on holiday at Christmas, and I'm down in the basement a couple days before Christmas. I don't get to open any gifts with anybody or anything. And next thing you know, they're still going on holiday. And I'm like, and I hear the car getting ready to go, the doors are shutting, and I'm like, are you not gonna come to the stairs and say goodbye? But they did come to the stairs, and they stayed not 6 feet apart, like 36 feet apart. And I was able to go down a few days later when I finally got 2 negative tests, and I was able to see them, and they were like, what are you doing here? Are you sure he's okay? I still had a little bit of a you know, cough and stuff like that, so they didn't really want me there.
They didn't want you on vacation with
They
them?
didn't want, and you know, I understand because the last holiday we had, my wife got COVID the first day we arrived, and then my youngest son and my youngest daughter all got it, and they were quarantined. So, and we had to leave to go to New York, so it was a bit of a payback, a little karma.
I see, because you did that to them.
Yeah.
And your oldest daughter now, is she 18?
She's 18, yeah.
And she's got a boyfriend.
Yes.
That's got to be intimidating for him to be you.
I think he's more scared of my daughter than he is of me.
Really?
I pray for him more than I pray for her in that relationship.
She's tough?
But yes, but she's also, they're perfect for each other, and he couldn't be any sweeter. I realized early on that, you know what, it's inevitable, and as long as it's somebody who's nice and treats her well, and somebody that I can trust and respect, we have a great relationship. He's fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
hope she can keep him.
Yeah. Well, they've been together a year.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah.
And he went on the holiday.
Yeah.
So now he's like the man of the house. I'm stuck. And I'm like, wait a second here. This guy slid right in, and I'm out. But he actually came back after, we all flew back after the holiday, and he stayed for like another week. We worked out, we did lots of stuff together. You know, he's a very good influence on me.
He works out with you?
He worked out with me a couple times.
That's bold to work out with you. That's really...
No, I didn't, and it wasn't a test, you know, all my friends were like, oh yeah, good idea, keep him close. He's such a sweet guy. And you know, he just wanted to work out, and he has lots of interests that we have in common, so I'm just trying to help him where I can.
And your youngest daughter, I know a little about this because Portia is into horses. Your youngest daughter, how old is she?
Grace, she's 12.
12, and she's competing, she's going to the Nationals?
Yes, she just qualified for the Nationals, I think it was
wow.
Sunday, yesterday in San Francisco. So now she's going to Pennsylvania, and it was funny because everybody on she got the individual invitation to go to Nationals. The team didn't make it. All the parents were super congratulatory for her, but they were also super happy that they didn't have to go all the way across the country to another horse show, which is a lot. But,
Yes, it is a lot.
But I was like, wait a second here. I'm learning a lot because I'm seeing how they're happy for her, but they're even more happy that they don't have to go themselves.
Right. Do you get nervous for her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we took her to Wellington and she got on a Grand Prix horse. And I was like, this is very different from your pony. She was like, Dad, all horses are the same. I said, no, I'm a car dealer. I know the difference between, 200 horsepower and 700 horsepower. And this horse is as fast as it gets.
Yeah.
And she just held on to the horse, and the horse was jumping 7-8 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this day here. Yeah.
Wow.
This was a little bit terrifying for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, they try to sell me the horse, which I said, I don't think she's ready to go from a pony to that horse. But hopefully, if she continues to do it, I think she'll earn her way into any kind of horse that she wants.
That's great. All right, we have to take a break. More with Mark after this. That's Mark Wahlberg. That's a movie. It's called Uncharted.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Uncharted, it's actually based on a video game from Sony PlayStation. It's the biggest selling video game in the history of video games. But it's so cinematic. This is not, you don't have to have been a fan of the video game to see this movie. If you've loved Indiana Jones, Romancing the Stone, any kind of big action-adventure movie, this is it. This is the most cinematic video game ever created. I've been attached to making this movie for well over a decade. So much so that I was originally cast in the Nathan Drake part, which Tom Holland is playing, and now I'm playing Sully, which is the old guy with the mustache. I mean, when I got the phone call that they were finally making it again, I was so excited. I was like, finally, we've been working on this thing forever. And I was like, all right, so who's the other guy? Because before it was De Niro, and then we were gonna get maybe Jack Nicholson. And they were like, Tom Holland. I goes, what? What do you mean Tom Holland? They goes, well, yeah, he's gonna play Nathan Drake. You're gonna play Sully if you want to. And I was like, what? And I said, you know what? Actually, that's cool because Sully's a great part. He's kind of like, you think he's the bad guy, but you can't really trust him. He's a master thief, but he also gets to bark a lot of orders while the kid has to drown and, fly from helicopters and fall out of planes and all that stuff.
So easier role for you to play.
It was easier and more fun, yeah.
You have so many different sides to you. I mean, you really do. You have I just watched, if you haven't seen Joe Bell yet, it is so good. I didn't know the story. It's on Amazon Prime, right? I think.
Yes.
But Joe Bell, your performance in that, to me, is the best performance I've ever seen, and it's so different than any of your action. It's a true story. And then I heard there's another movie coming out that you had to gain a bunch of weight for, that your performance is even better in that. What's the one coming out that you gained weight for?
That's a movie called Father Stu. True story about a guy who was a boxer who tried to become an actor and then fell in love with a girl, wanted to be with this girl so bad that she convinced him to be baptized. He got baptized. He got into a terrible accident. He ends up becoming a priest. And then all of these things that happened to him along the way. He comes down with a rare muscular degenerative disease called IBM. They can't ordain him as a priest, but as his physicality starts to deteriorate, his spirituality soars. And again, this is a movie that really is for everybody. And when you're dealing with the pandemic and uncertainty and loss and sickness and just not knowing what's going to happen next, this really gives people the answer. So it's not a movie just for Catholic people. It's all inclusive to everybody. And like Joe Bell, these are the stories that I really gravitate towards. These are the stories that I think are going to help people, connect people, bring people together, and remind people that love is the only thing that's going to bring us together.
It's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all that there is. Yeah. Only thing that matters in life is love, and then also tequila.
Well, that's going to make you love me even more.
Exactly. That's it. It helps the love. And this is your tequila.
I invested in this business. It is not my tequila.
Okay.
This tequila was created by Aaron Marquez and Abraham Answer, who are partners in tequila, but very successful in their own right. They went to the same college. They became really good friends. They are authentic tequila makers. I recognized how good they are and how talented they are, and I put a big check behind them to promote them and create awareness about their business. But it's real, authentic Mexican tequila created by very successful entrepreneurs.
All right. More with Mark right after this. Back with Mark Wahlberg. You've been a big part of the show. You've been here at least, I think, 20 times. And so I want to show a montage to remind us both, because I think we probably both forgot about all of the appearances. Congratulations, you have a new little baby?
Yes.
So that is 3 for you now?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm listening to the Chipmunks with the kids.
And, and
it's weird because the Chipmunks rap now.
Well, they would be very impressed to hear you rap. Do they know that you were in
They would not be
music?
very impressed, and they will not be hearing it anytime. No, between the music stuff, the underwear stuff, and then boogie nights, I have a lot of explaining to do. I've been really tired. You know, my wife just gave birth on Monday.
Yeah. Because this is your 4th child.
Yes.
And is she saying she's done, or you want more?
She's done, but she did start hinting at the fact that this will be the last time that we're in the hospital, and she likes hanging out at the hospital. It was the first time we had a couple of days of peace and quiet, even though she had to go through the pain of giving birth. She actually liked the fact that we were in a hotel room alone. Well, it's kind of like a hotel room in the hospital room. Yeah, she didn't really want to go home.
Mark, you're making good money. Take her on a vacation.
Blast. Oh no, she didn't get her goggles on. Ellen!
I didn't know. What do you sleep in at night?
Always keep my socks on.
That's for real? You always keep your
Always,
socks on?
except for the shower. Everywhere else, you got me with socks.
Do you
Or
have
the
a-
ocean.
I feel sexy when...
I have my socks on.
As Gwen Stefani once said, this blank is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, spelled bananas backwards.
I thought you said the word.
No.
That's the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say because there's a kid here.
But you just said.
You said.
You said.
I said.
Now you said. Time.
Pull to the chest. All the way up. Yeah. Stick the glutes out.
Oh, whoa, look at the tuchus.
Right?
Very firm.
Wahlberg can't stop slapping my ass. Please take note of that.
Do you still get up at 3 a.m. to work out?
2 o'clock.
2?
2.
But then what time do you go to bed?
7. If I'm gonna get crazy, I'll stay up till 7:30.
Wow. You are boring with it. I mean, like, your lives seem very, very different.
Yes, this is definitely yin and yang. We are definitely the odd couple.
I told you I took him as my date to the Golden Globes.
Right.
7 o'clock after they announced the Boardwalk Empire Award, I said, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I just jumped in my car and went home.
You didn't say goodbye, you just left?
Absolutely not, because I knew he would end up
He would not let
dragging
you.
me from party to party.
Yeah.
That kind of happens to me a lot. I mean, married men say they're going to the bathroom and then they never come back.
Yeah. That's
So what happens when people decide they want to make a baby? You want to draw it for me? A man and a woman making a baby. What do? Oh, that's nice. She's presenting her flowers. She's like, I'm gonna do this on my own. I don't need no baby daddy. Yes, I don't think we need mine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, really, you've come a long way. Your parents must have been flipping out that you called and said you were nominated.
You know how many times I've called my parents and caused them to cry? It was the first time that it was for a good reason.
Because you were a bad boy. What made you say, I'm not going to do this anymore with my life?
You know, I've had a number of people who were positive influences in my life. I just didn't recognize them early on.
Well, I think you're a good role model. I think for kids out there, especially young boys.
I feel extremely grateful to be in this position. I want to work as hard as possible. I want to satisfy the audience every time out. I've been very fortunate.
You really are, and I said it when I introduced you, you are really one of the greatest, sweetest, most genuine people I have met in this business. And I am so thankful that we've gotten to know each other and you've always been here for us.
Likewise, and you know, you've always been a friend that I could count on. All the various things that I've gone through, I've shared things with you that I haven't shared with my family, and you've been a wonderful friend, and you've been obviously such a positive influence in my life and in my career, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're wonderful.
I love you. Try to come back.
I gotta come back. You know, there's lots of talk shows, there's lots of ways to go out and promote your projects and things like that, but I've never had more fun and I've never felt more at home than being here with you, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. I hope you can come back. Uncharted opens in theaters tomorrow. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
We'll be back.
So nice to see everybody.
Isn't it nice to see all the faces?
It's really nice to see people smiling faces. You see people with masks on. You don't know who's who or what's what.
I know, and that you can feel their happiness too. They're like,
Yeah.
we can breathe.
God bless you.
You were here not too long ago, and we all thought that this was your last time, and then I invited you back again, and you took me up on it, and you're back again. So thank you very much.
Of course. I gotta tell you, I, like everybody else who's in this audience or watches at home, we don't ever want this to end. This is the best. It's been the best experience for me, not only just to spend time with you as a friend, but to share all of my projects and to share with your audience. I mean, this is a big reason why I'm still in the business today, from you and all of your help. So thank you so much.
Well, you're in the business because you're brilliant. It's why you're in the business. Thank you. I wanted you back again to see you without a mustache. You've shaved it since then, and now you're growing something else, it seems.
I did have that weird little mustache for a while.
For a project.
It was for a movie, and then I was trying to promote the movie, and the fans of the film are really particular about having the mustache. So I needed to remind people that, yes, I do have a mustache at certain points in the film.
Right. And now you're growing something else for another project?
I'm just being lazy.
No.
Yeah.
There's a big resurgence of 90s projects coming back.
Really?
And I'm wondering if someone offered you to possibly, you know, would Marky Mark make a reappearance?
Yes, under the right circumstances. Well, I don't know about that far. But for the right circumstances, and yes, for the right cause, absolutely.
If there was a charity event,
absolutely.
Would you be able to remember all the lyrics of all your songs?
All my songs, no. Absolutely not.
Which song would you remember?
Well, Good Vibrations is easy, because I performed it so many times.
Yeah.
But, no, you know, it's one of those things where even like when I'm remembering lines for movie, I drill them into my head for such a long time. Now, but if I just, give me a couple, 2 days to rehearse, and then yes, I could get back into the swing of things. I need to just hear it and feel it.
I would love to see that happen. We have to think of a charity event that we can make Marky Mark come back, because that would be amazing.
Let's partner up and do that together for a very worthy cause.
What do I have to do with it? What am I doing?
Well, you could sing the Lolita Holloway part. You could sing the chorus. Or we could just dance and vibe out.
I'll introduce you. How about that?
That even better.
I'll make it happen. Have your kids ever seen you perform? Are they?
They haven't seen me. They've seen videos of me performing, and they're mortified. Anytime, like if they see the picture with me in the underwear, oh my God, they'd be so embarrassed. My son has just recently turned 16, let's just say that.
Wow.
And he gets embarrassed by everything that I do. Even the stuff that other people think is like cool in 2022, like movies and stuff. Dad's so dumb. Dad, that's terrible.
What is their favorite movie you've done? They have to like something.
Well, the boys actually, my son and my daughter went to see Uncharted. They liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But they were like, Dad, why didn't you play the main character? I said, I'm too old to play the main character. I used to be the main character.
You tried that.
Yeah. And then I showed my daughter and the kids a rough cut of Father Stew. It was a little much for her. She was still 11 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they were into Transformers for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
They were dying to see Ted, but my wife wouldn't let them see it. So they're not my biggest fan.
Your daughter got a tattoo for her 18th birthday.
Yeah.
And I thought you brought them with you to get
my
tattoos removed, and then
yes.
she went and got a tattoo.
On her 18th birthday, made me pay for it. And I had to get the tattoo artist. And I couldn't say no, and she had the biggest eating grin on her face, excuse my language, but she was so excited to get it, but they're tiny. It's
What are they?
She has her boyfriend wrote, I love you, with like a pencil, and they copied that, and then she wrote it on him, and then she's got a little tiny fairy here on her back, but they look like they're just written in pen. So I would imagine with technology advancing, and even with the way tattoo removals are now, it probably would take like 5 minutes to get them off, as opposed to mine took 5 years. I had big, thick, dark ink everywhere.
Yeah, I understand. I don't have any tattoos, but it's more painful to get them removed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nothing worked.
Yeah.
Didn't discourage her at all.
Wow, that's crazy. And you had to pay for it.
Yeah, I had to pay. And we got to get like one of these high-end like tattoo artists who comes to your house and charges you like, I mean, I don't know what you would even compare it to. It's like an architect or a writer or somebody. I mean, this was expensive. And when I saw the tattoo, I thought it was just a sketch of the tattoo. It was already done.
You're being taken advantage of.
It won't be the first time.
Yeah.
So.
Because it shouldn't be as expensive as an architect, I can tell you that.
Well, but I just tell you, try to call one of these like cartoon or one of these artists. I'm blank on the guy's name. He's going to be upset with me. But call one of these guys and say you want an hour or 2 hours of work done at your house and see what they say.
Somebody, Mary, Andy, somebody call right now. Let's just find a price of what it, just randomly, without saying who's calling.
Yeah. A high-end tattoo.
High-end.
High-end, what it costs per hour to do a tattoo.
I'll just Google high-end tattoo artist.
Thank you. All right. We'll be back. That's Mark Wahlberg and Father Stu. So Father Stu is a true story about a priest, and you've been trying to get this made for a long time.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, so tell everyone the true story.
Yeah, so he started out, he was a boxer. He was the oldest of 2 boys. The parents had lost a young child to a rare disease. They really didn't have the coping skills to deal with that kind of loss, so they kind of turned to their own vices. Stu was left on his own. He became a boxer. He got hurt. He decided he was going to go to LA to become an actor, fell in love with the girl. She didn't want anything to do with him because she was very religious, and he said, well, I'll get baptized. I'll do anything you want. And then once he got baptized, he had an accident, which then he also had a visit, and he decided not only is he going to be baptized and become a Catholic, but he was going to become a priest. And then he got diagnosed with a rare disease, but as his physicality started to deteriorate, his spirituality soared, and he touched more people in the 4 years of his service than the bishop who ordained him did in his 40 years of service. So he was a very remarkable guy. He had had a lot of real-life experience, had been in a lot of trouble, and he could really communicate with people and understand them, relate to them in a very personal way. And so it's an amazing, amazing story. And here he is still to this day getting the message out there, bringing people closer together.
Well, thanks to you.
Yeah.
Thanks to you for doing that. So in this film, you, as you said, so it starts out where he's a boxer. So you're in amazing shape. I don't know if we have an image of you as the boxer in the movie, but you're there you are. Then you gained, how much did you, 30 pounds?
Yeah, but we only had really like 5 weeks.
For you to gain that?
To put the weight on, yeah.
So what was your average breakfast?
Oh, God. I'm still recovering from it. I'd start out with 12 eggs, 12 pieces of bacon, 2 bowls of white rice, a cup of olive oil, 2 steaks, somewhere in there, and then...
Wait, when you say a cup of olive oil, like you would drink?
I would drink the olive oil, yeah.
So how long, because this is going to be maddening for women in the audience, how long did it take you to lose that?
It didn't take that long.
I know.
It is easier for me to lose weight instead of gaining weight, because gaining weight, you're just so miserable, you're already full, and it's not like I'm eating the things that I wanted to eat.
And did you still work out while you were eating like that, or you could?
I did, to try to get my appetite up. So I would go in and just try to like lift heavy weights to,
right, so you wouldn't do anything cardio-wise to lose the weight. No. You would just do, yeah. Amazing. I mean, you really do commit. And as we were saying, like, you have so many different businesses, and you're so smart. You're such a good, and you sent me some of your municipal clothing. I love that apparel. I love that stuff.
You.
So send me more. That's why I'm saying it. This is you advertising it, and I think it's super smart to start with the clothes off before you start talking about, And then you put it on, you say, oh, this is what I'm advertising right here, without, smart.
Yeah, you got to have that first.
Yeah.
Because if not, if it just says municipal, they've seen it already. They kind of go to
so you have to start and then put it on and go, this is what I'm talking about. It gets people's attention.
I tell you what, that day I was dumb enough to go up on the top of a mountain with my 16-year-old son and all of his friends, trying to keep up with them on snowboards 2 weeks before I'm supposed to start a movie. Thankfully, I didn't get hurt.
Well, you're an athlete. You're not going to get hurt, are you?
Yeah, you know what? I just felt like it was just a bad idea. And then I knew going up on the lift, I was like, why am I doing this? And they're all sitting there giggling, and they're trying to bounce the lift and everything. I'm like, oh, my God, I don't need this.
That sounds more dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, well, I love you. I'm not saying goodbye yet. You're still here. All right, we'll be back. Mark Wahlberg, I am going to ask you some questions. This really probably is the last time you'll ever be here, so I'm going to ask you questions that I have never asked you before. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Who can do more pull-ups, you or The Rock?
Oh, I could do more pull-ups than The Rock.
How many pull-ups can you do?
I don't know. I did 25 here with a pair of Timberland boots for charity.
Okay.
But I mean, the max I do is probably like 40, but clean ones.
40 pull-ups?
Clean ones.
Wow, and then more unclean?
No, clean.
Okay, all right. Is it true that you still have the prosthetic that you wore in Boogie Nights?
Yes, yes.
Where is that?
It's in a safe, locked away. It's not something I can leave out. All of a sudden, my kids are looking for, you know, the spare phone charger and pull that thing out. And like, what the heck is this? Yeah, well, yeah, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a good look.
Have they seen that movie?
I think my daughter has, but she has not had the conversation with me yet. Thank God. She's sparing me.
God, that was a great movie. You were great in that movie. Great. I mean, you're great in every movie. I say that all. You're just an amazing. Who would have thought Marky Mark would turn into you're brilliant actor.
Nobody would have thought.
Nobody.
That's why the expectations were so low when I started acting that it was just like you do something remotely interesting. Oh my God, he's fantastic. Next thing you know, they nominate me for an Oscar. I didn't even do anything. But I definitely worked harder than everybody, and I wanted to make sure that I could prove to filmmakers that I was capable of doing the best job for them, and I would do anything for them.
You do work hard. You work very, very hard. Best fill in the blank. Best party I've ever been to was at blank's house.
Penny Marshall's.
Really?
Yeah, her and Carrie Fisher used
then
to have
Carrie-
their annual
I thought-
party.
yeah, I was
One
gonna
at
say Carrie
Penny's,
Fisher.
And one was at Penny's, and one was at Carrie every other year. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds threw me out once by the ear. I mean, I met everybody in the business through Penny Marshall, and I would not have a career if it wasn't for Penny Marshall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she gave me my first role.
Which one?
Renaissance Man.
I didn't know that.
She discovered
Oh, wow.
me. She gave me my first job as an actor.
Good for Penny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good for me.
And good for you. Have you ever encountered a ghost?
No. Somebody gonna jump out of this
No.
box?
No. Would you want to?
What? Encounter a ghost? No, but I have many encounters with my mom and my dad in my dreams that seem very vivid and very real.
That is how people come to you sometimes in your dreams.
Well, then yes, often,
Yes.
and I welcome that every day.
I think that is them visiting you. What's the strangest thing you've ever been asked to endorse?
Oh my God, adult diapers. I said, I understand if people need adult diapers and that kind of support, fantastic, but I can't be like in an adult diaper commercial being like, these are the best fitting diapers that I've ever had.
You'd never know I'm wearing them.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, last thing. What's something you did once but will never do again?
Oh gosh, probably about 150 things I could think of.
All right, while you think of that, what's the best pickup line you've ever heard?
Are you familiar with the area? I need directions to your house. It's very bad, but it's funny.
I see.
It's funny.
It is good. Someone did that to you?
No, I did that to somebody.
Oh.
I tried it, I struck out. Then I had to ask my wife, I said, okay, well, can I take you to church? And she went for the church.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. All right, so, can I invite you again? Can you come back again?
Of course.
Okay, I'm kind of kidding, but I'm kind of not.
I would come back anytime. I tell you, I really like everybody. I know we all share the same thing. This cannot come to an end.
Yeah.
Or we cannot wait to see all the great things that you do in your future.
That's what it will. There's going to be another chapter, and you'll see me in my next chapter. But I love you, so you can come back or not come back. I love you, Father Stu, which you're brilliant in. Opens in theaters tomorrow. We'll be right back.